Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Disney Dungeons and Dragons. I'm your Dungeon Master, August Schmidt, and with me, as always, is the Order of the Imagineers. Say hello, everybody.
Hey.
What? Awesome. Last we left our heroes was a very interesting session, truly. As you were on the bow of the WOD Meridian, feeling a bit morose, right? I mean, we lost Adam and Belle sailing back. Our party was, in fact, shanghaied away to a demiplane, where everyone was small. There were bugs and toys, truly crazy stuff, corruption, extortion, bug mobsters or bugsters, if the term is not currently being copyrighted by Dimension 20. And with, obviously, truth and justice triumphed. You were able to capture the evil bug behind it all. No spoilers for anyone who wants to watch. And you were able to find your way back to your plane of existence. As you came back, immediately you did all find yourselves back into the sweeping ocean of the southern Dizania Sea. Currently unnamed, actually, for that fun fact. Again, most of Dizania, into this point of history, has really stayed more landlocked. Usually the seas, the only reason they use them is for quick trade system, or to get to the or the Astral Sea, for trade. You are all sweeping back along, and it is a couple more days, about almost a little, I guess we could round up to 2 days before you still head into port in Dizania, into Sumani City itself. And so this is why I will ask, we will actually start back right when you guys show up in that nighttime. So Goliath, you are now unstoned. Is there anything people want to do, or is there anything specifically anyone is prepping, any magic? Because there is a library on the ship.
I cast Fireball.
Immediate fireball. Fun fact, doesn't work because of the ship's magic. No, I'm totally BSing that.
I can't even cast Fireball.
Yeah,
Wait a
you're not
second.
a wizard!
You're not a wizard. No.
Question. Are we headed towards the Varian's town?
No,
Varian's not in
currently
the town.
you are going to Sumani. Because again, you don't know yet where Varian would be.
Right.
Because if you went to the town, you do know you were able to get the message using the birds and sending to Snow. She did respond to how they're gonna hopefully try to tackle whatever calamity is heading towards the northern kingdoms. Actually, here, Rapunzel, if you want to give me a history check on that region, I'll say you do get it with advantage because you were living there for a good couple months.
That's a 16 plus 6, and a 15 plus 6.
Awesome. Yeah, you know that region particularly well. It is the region sometimes known as the Seven Kingdoms, primarily with its more head right now being of Arendelle, but there are the others. I mean, you know, because you met Aurora from the Moors, and you've heard about the others. They're nothing fancy. And you know that Snow had sent whatever is left of the Magensian National Guard, basically, to try and quell the insurrection and monsters that were happening there. But until you get back in Sumani, you have yet to hear anything back. You would probably have to try a sending spell or some other form to try to get that communication back.
Alright, I'm gonna relay that to the rest of the party. And can we
Yeah,
get this ship
I
going
have
fast?
seen and I am familiar with Varian. I can send a message to him.
There we go.
Yes, please.
You can reply to this message.
Better idea.
Just
Better idea?
We could try to do dreams so then Rapunzel could be the messenger and talk to him normally.
That's
rather than just
true.
message, because I feel like
I will say, it's for me totally canonical of Meg biting into chicken and so I'm just use dream. Just kind of very chill. Because again, everyone
Lily
needs to
takes
eat.
out parchment and was working on a message.
She's like, I had
do you have a hair or something that would make it a little easier, but I don't need it.
Does it have to be a piece of
I
Varian,
think
or can it be something
Dream,
that we
it's
have?
I want to say the
I think
official
you
thing
have
is
disadvantage on the save or something.
exactly. It helps having a piece, not to sound
I
gross,
mean,
but or something
Do
close
I
to
have
them.
anything of Varian?
Let me know.
I'm gonna quickly see.
I mean, I don't know.
I have to refresh my spells.
I mean, I can totally picture Rapunzel making friendship bracelets for to be honest.
Just friendship. you or a willing creature enters and acts as a messenger.
So what exactly do I want to say to Varian besides?
It shapes a creature's dreams if the target is asleep. I'm wondering if you can, because this is... There's really no range, because it is special. They just have to be
Varian's
asleep.
Like 14.
So
Maybe
you're younger
15.
than me.
Okay, the target recalls...
He's
Okay. Good.
But nowhere near as traumatized. Yeah.
Because they'll make a saving throw.
Now.
It's if you have a lock of hair, a body part, a clipping of nail, a similar portion of the target's body. So it is like a physical thing.
So do I potentially have?
I'm gonna say
I would not have anything
I
else.
don't
of
think
his.
Rapunzel would have any physical part of Varian. Like I
Well, you
think
don't
it's
take care of
perfectly
your
in your right.
friends?
You probably would have a friendship bracelet, but
I have one of yours.
that won't
Yeah.
specifically help
Like,
for
see,
the
you-
terms
you
of this spell.
Gotta be prepared.
So if you want, Varian can make the throw because again, it's if he's asleep, you can try then dreaming into him, and we can see if it works.
Also, on his side, so the ship. I'm trying to think if I can use amending cantrips on the door frames, and just make it taller because Lily's still growing. Like she's like 6'2".
I want you to
now.
roll this for me with
I don't
stealth.
think that's how.
Because so that no one else
Well,
notices
if I
you
break
doing
it
this.
and I shove it upward and then I make
What's
it.
the save DC for you, Meg? For
I'm sure there's a
dream?
carpenter
18.
on the ship,
Oh,
right?
18.
Dang,
Okay,
that's impressive, girl.
No.
And so
Maybe.
he's just making
There's
this.
invisible
It's
circles,
it's
it's
a charisma save, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you're doing
I'm
this like
assuming
right now, right
because
now.
My casting
Thanks.
modifier is
Yeah,
crazy.
it's
She gave except it's a save.
it's a
Oh,
save.
yeah.
It does,
Oh, it's a save. Never mind. Take it back. You don't serve me. Take it back.
you don't get my guidance. No, I'm kidding. Here's what we're gonna say.
I didn't
if
need
we
Artemis's
roll-
guidance anyway.
I'm not taking it.
Blasphemous.
But that's
She
very
used to work for Hades.
Mega's so blasphemous. She doesn't even care.
interesting. Okay.
Okay.
So first, I'll finish up. Lily, go ahead. We'll finish up with Lily's thing and being weird with the door.
Stealth is a dex.
Why is this stealth?
8.
why
I'll
is
say
this
this.
stealth?
Goliath,
Come on, anybody knows
you
she's doing
specifically notice Lily standing at doorframes and just like
Like
it's
using my
like,
strength 17, trying to like
just kinda like-
shove it upward.
like she's more cracking the doorframes into a like larger, taller arch.
Uh-huh.
And you notice specifically
And I
because
have
it's
my two
oh, this is gonna help you because you're tall. So I'll say you're the one that notices like Lily going around just.
And I look over at
Just
Goliath.
go like-
I'm like,
Hey, thanks.
yeah,
Ah,
I'm
okay.
trying to like an arch.
You tall, bro? You tall? Like,
Tall?
awesome.
And here, while they're all doing that,
Yes.
do we still have the red dragon on board, the body?
In fact,
Yes,
you
you
do
do.
have a red.
so hard.
You have a
While they're all doing that crap, I'm gonna
Put
make.
a red dragon on
I'm
the
gonna
yeah,
try and make
yeah,
armor out of
yeah.
its hide.
awesome. I'll say this. If you guys want to wait, because here's what I'll say. I will keep the rolls that I've made, and we'll go through what happens with the variant. But while it's still early in the night, we'll
That's
say
fine.
anyone who wants to like go at this dragon to try to like make stuff. So you're specifically wanting like hide for armor.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So this is going to be a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
And I'll say this: on a DC 15 or higher, you will get the necessary parts that then could be like combined. You might need to find like maybe a blacksmith
Yeah.
or someone who could like help with the fine tuning. On a DC 20 or higher, you are able to do it yourself. I'll say that. On a 10, you'll get enough, and on a 5, you might actually have ruined some of the better parts.
Okay.
So, and if anyone would anyone else be helping who would want to give a
I have a separate question for myself.
Okay. Lily, would you want to give a
Guidance.
help act? Oh, you want to give guidance. Cool. That's
Just
one
help
you...
with, here, do you want advantage or do you want a D4?
Who's man? Let's go with a D4.
Okay, guidance.
Oh, Mr. Incredible currently is the one at the helm.
I mean, I feel like Jim would take over because he's an experienced.
All
I
right.
look at Jim and I'm like, if you wreck my ship, I will wreck your ship. And it cuts off.
Right,
And
it cuts
it
to
like
Goliath.
cuts to the correction.
All right, go ahead,
There we
and...
go. Thank you for protecting our ship.
That's
Yeah,
yeah, it's a 6. Well,
Oh.
7.
7.
wasn't
Goliath,
that bad.
you
I could
start
also
tearing
help.
into it.
But could I also help and guidance?
No, because your action is casting help, right?
Your
Unless it's a
action
bonus
is the
action. Is that a
guidance,
bonus
right?
action?
I'll say
Can I help
this.
as
Goliath, as you go in, you like are using like your broadsword and claw to try to like cut through.
As he's doing this, I'm like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? You pull it out and realize most of the pieces you're trying to cut out are too small for you.
Aw, damn.
And at
Oh,
this
so much
point,
for other people.
they're
And
now.
so I could have some armor.
So it probably is
Oh,
not
there
going to
you
fit
go.
you. I will do a quick check.
Just look, see who it fits.
It might fit anyone who is of a medium size, right? I will say,
Sorry.
Lily, it's probably not going to fit you either, though.
No, because I'm
again,
tall!
you're both taller.
Yeah.
It's not that you are a large size, but for the purposes of
For
this
length
check,
and
it's like,
size.
oh shoot, like it would leave too much in the arm or
Like,
Yeah.
like on Lily, it's like it would not cover my midsection. What kind of
So,
idiot doesn't have
two
armor
different
with a
things
midsection?
that I
Yes.
want to do with the dragon.
Okay.
For Pascal, I want to see if there's any way that I can make a little tiny suit of armor for Pascal, as well as, I mean, I know that dragons are very magical. Is it possible that I could like increase his hit point maximum with
Ooh,
something?
interesting. Go ahead. First, give me an Arcana check.
Shoot, I've got a
plus
+1 to
An Arcana is probably going to give you what you want in terms of like
Help.
getting.
You can
Okay,
help?
Jim could give it.
Or here. Well, I could do it, and then you can help me because I'm
Cool.
way
After
better
I
with
got
Arcana.
Yeah.
Yes.
After I got
Right.
guidance, I go back to the helm. Like,
So
Can I
Jim,
do
if you
these
want to
for-
cast the
yeah.
Arcana then
For
to like
the stuff
figure
to
out
try
more
and-
stuff on the dragon, because there is a lot of dragon. Like I will say immediately, because you do have invisible servants on the ship.
dragons in my Dungeons and Dragons.
In my Dungeons and Dragons, someone should have warned me. No, I will say you can have the invisible servants. They're helping with the blood containment, right? You know, and helping with like
Right, doesn't
the artery
that have,
points. the
like,
blood.
Yeah, it
I'll
has a
say
lot of
so that way
medical
we're not going to
properties
say,
and
"Oh
stuff.
no, I'm losing all the blood." Like that's being well taken care of.
So can I at least carve out some stuff to make armor for Pascal? Because
yeah,
I feel like
I'd say first
do
let's
that
see what
well.
Jim gets, because
Oh,
this
yeah.
will give you a good idea of
You're
what
gonna
you're
give
doing.
me
Yes,
the
I'm definitely
the
gonna
guidance.
parts.
Oh,
God.
guidance and help.
There's
Yeah,
a
'cause
lot
it's
of my
not a
team made
physical
with
touch
dragon
action.
bits.
It's just I
Like,
yell at you.
a lot.
I yell it at you, kind of thing.
Good thing you gave me advantage.
Shoot.
Okay, so that's
D4.
18 total.
8.
Okay, that's not
I
bad.
rolled a
Alright.
6.
What you're realizing
I
is,
got an
yes,
18.
most of this, you're not sure on magical properties for, like, if it will help Pascal. They are both lizards. What you get with the Arcana is, yes, the dragon hide armor, if made, is going to give you the AC of this dragon, basically, right? It is going to help in terms of, like, a really nice armor. Like, I'll say, because
What kind of
Jim,
armor?
this is specifically, I'll pull it up, because this was a red dragon. It wasn't old yet. I'm going to say it still was a younger red dragon.
Yeah, you said it was young last session.
But this means wearing it would give you an AC of 18.
I've got a better AC than that, so I don't need it. I want
Right,
it for
but
Pascal.
making it for Pascal.
I really like that armor.
I'll say this then. Jim, you start realizing this. You look
Hey!
over, Goliath is holding a lot of these pieces that would fit you. Like, you're looking like it's not fitting like Goliath. Your muscles are like, no, that would rip.
Yeah.
No, that's not good. I could make like a kilt up. No, but then it's not like, it's
I
kind of
have
different.
tinkerer's tools. Let's use the work.
You want to start? Awesome. You'll have to first convince Goliath. I'd say, Rapunzel, go ahead, give me your sleight of hand then to start
Lumpus.
getting a little.
Yeah.
Goliath, I don't know. All right.
14 plus
I have
9.
14 plus 9. Rapunzel,
23.
23 on your sleight of hand
Yep.
to work this. With a 23, you all see now shimmering red scales, like little like helmet involved too, I'll say. Full little Pascal
Yes!
in dragon armor. You see Pascal.
I'm so happy.
As he shimmers, the scales seem to and all turn green.
I love that, thank you!
And Pascal now has his own little dragon armor.
Also, you said that I could kind of talk with Pascal, so is it kind of like when Rapunzel's like talking to Pascal and
Yeah, think like in the movie or in the show where it's like she talks to him, he makes
doesn't
weird
have any
blinks or
face.
noises.
Everybody goes like,
yes.
okay.
Oh, the crazy woman's talking to a lizard.
Oh,
a
I've
frog.
already
I
done that
kinda
so
like
many
Lil
times.
was like, and I thought, so is she the
I don't think
You
anyone
already knew I
has
was crazy.
seen actually what a chameleon is in this world because of Like Jim, you could assume it's an alien, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but
Just
like that-
completely thinks
when I-
this is just some
I
other
think
life
there are
form.
no chameleons in Neverland. You've
Not
seen
color-changing monsters.
you've seen lizards, but you've never seen a color-changing lizard. Most color-changing things for you are either plants or dangerous predatorial beasts.
Wonder, like, what kind
Actually,
of
so hear me out. When I first saw him
How
change
many
color, I'm
places,
like,
though, right? Wouldn't I have
you
seen
keep
a
that-
chameleon somewhere?
I said,
Go ahead, give me a history check.
Pascal is the sweetest
I'll
thing.
say, Meg, I feel like out of
You saved
anyone,
me
you
from a
might
snake
have the
when I was
most like
little.
world experience. But
That's
in this
canon.
world,
all that's like Lily's going through is like
the
because it's
chameleons
changing
are
color
only
and
found in
that's
this
a
world
predator,
more
it's like,
down in the bayou
I
area.
got a
make
14.
that
Wait.
angry.
14. I'll say, Meg, you might have heard of chameleons before, but it's still you've never seen them in person.
And like making the jump between that. Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, right. It's like it's one thing to have like heard it in passing and then be like, "What is this?"
So back to the dragon carcass.
Back to the dragon carcass, the important part of this session.
If I need to, I'll even like go to like the ship library and like check up on some stuff. But one of the ideas that I had is, remember how I was thinking about trying to like have a spell infused in like an object and that kind of thing?
Yes. Try to figure
Would
out.
anything like from a dragon be super helpful in that regard? Like, oh, I've got a dragon's tooth necklace now that has these spells attached to it or something.
Can I
Or,
make
like,
bangerangs out of the necklace?
Dragon teeth. If you want, one or both of you could make. I'll say this: it would either be a history or arcana.
Well, here, who's better at what, and then who wants to give?
Not
which one's
metagame,
your
of
better
course, but no, yeah.
On a
Arcana
scale
or
of
what?
1 to 20, what is yours?
Let's in a
neither.
randomly
We're either
selected
both
6
threes.
categories.
Yeah, I'm a
One
plus
being
one,
like
do it. I'll do it.
magic, one being like knowledge.
Have you seen
I'll
that
be
meme that says, well, hey, what's your health at? No
So you
metagame.
get a plus D4.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 67, I'm about a 32.
That's yes.
That's a 6. Are you, well, plus 3 is 9. Are you helping me or giving me?
I'll say I'm helping you instead
All
of
right.
guidance.
Cool.
That's the same thing. Okay, so I got a 9.
Can I
And
try?
9. On history or arcana.
Arcana.
Can I try?
On an arcana, dragon teeth are magic. Most dragon parts are very
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 dragon.
dragon.
dragons are very dragon. Blech. But you do know it's like, yeah, these could have magical properties. You just don't know what is what I
Can
would
we
say.
have this as a little row between the warlock and the cleric, and can the cleric try now?
Here's what I'll say.
Well, in the sense of like,
If you want to, I'll say it's not that hard to start prying out teeth, keeping them. You would have to make the check though. We'll say like tomorrow or like as the like journey goes on, because we'll say it's like with the 9, it would require further study. It's not impossible to
So,
find
like,
out,
we'll
but like
grab a couple for research.
for research purposes,
Yeah.
for academic purposes.
I would
How
give
many
it.
can I grab? Do I need like a check for that?
I have a knife.
I have
I
to
could help
Pry
you
him
just
out.
look up how many teeth are in a dragon.
Dragon
dentistry!
all of them.
Yeah.
I would go with the Tyrannosaurus Rex and just extrapolate.
That's what I was about to do.
Yeah.
Or here we, dragon dentistry.
Dragon
Or it's like a
dentistry.
shark and just has
Um,
a ton of rows.
That'd be
Yeah.
terrifying.
60 serrated
Jurassic
teeth,
level
each about
berries.
8 inches long.
I'm
I'm
just
gonna say
gonna
that
casually
there
move
are
this
30.
over
There are 30 teeth on top, 30 teeth on bottom. So tell me how many you want.
30.
Jim's just sitting there yanking them like milking a cow. Basically. All right, you can take 10. Do you want to take 10 as well?
Yeah.
Cool. You both take 10 teeth, and you can keep making those checks. Any other things before trying to dream?
I'll just do a quick Arcana check to see if there's anything else, or investigation, I guess. Anything else in particular that looks like it might be.
After the whole dream
Cool.
thing, I'll work on the armor. So don't
Cool.
worry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say like if you're gonna take your time, it's a much I don't want to say lower if that makes sense, but it's like you don't have to worry about because the hard part is cutting it out, getting the sizes. So Jim, it's not like an insane DC. So it's like if you were to take your time throughout the rest of this trip, you'll be able to fashion into like something.
So it don't matter what kind of check it was, I got that one.
Rapunzel, this is a
I'm too happy
now
about Pascal.
drying out carcass. The invisible servants are making dragon jerky as we speak. They are taking more chunks of meat. Like basically, the current instructions they have is like preserve big body parts or organs and stuff for selling unless you guys want stuff. Like
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I kind of like, I say, come here, invisible servant.
I will
But
say
wait,
this, Jim. If you want to give me a perception check, I will. I just want to see if you notice something.
So,
Oh, that's
You know.
that's it, no
Don't
big
worry
deal.
about it. No.
Does the guy
I
owning
kinda-
the ship notice anything?
So from like my research in the library and stuff, is there anything that strikes me about the dragon that I'm like, oh, this would be useful? Including like I remember we had the dragon's milk that was like healing or whatever. Like, does the blood or anything do we have like?
Here's what I'll
healing
say.
fluid from
What
this,
you
or-
realize right off the bat with your 9 Arcana, but like just also in looking at it, dragons shouldn't give milk. You're not sure what you got when you got dragon's milk.
Okay.
What
You're
did
not
you
sure if
drink?
this was a strange breed of dragon, a mammalian dragon, to be able to have
Yeah,
dragon's
from
milk.
the third floor.
It's like this dragon definitely should not and cannot give milk. But I will say you are noticing most, if not every part of the dragon is magical. What you would already know, so most of you is
What was the 8?
it's gonna be either better
We
to
got dragon
unless there's stuff you definitely want, right? Like making armor or blood. A lot of the stuff though is smarter to sell, right? Because again, finding either magicians or merchants who know like, oh, dragon's parts, I know how to either use it or sell it. That's probably the smartest option.
Okay,
Um,
30 teeth?
hmm?
You said there were 30?
30 on top. And
30 on top,
right?
30, 60
Oh, so we have a
total.
lot of teeth to sell. 'Cause I'm pretty
So
sure
you
they're very
both have
valuable.
20, so there's still 40 left.
I have one more question about the dragon.
Alright.
This dragon breathes fire, right?
It did breathe fire.
Does it have glands from which it has some sort of explosive or flammable substance?
You're just trying to replace
Here's
the
what
Just
I
becoming
will
Bakugo.
say. If you want to give
Would it be
me...
better than Greek fire?
I could do an animal handling because like
Is
this
it animal handling if it's a dead
anatomy.
body?
That's the thing. Anatomy
It's
of an animal.
It's anatomy. I will say this: it's either going to be an investigation or a sleight of hand to like get
I'ma
in
do
where
sleight
it
of hand.
would
Or would it be a survival?
I get
'cause,
the
like,
hell
you're
down.
using the
I'm
dead-
a do sleight
That's
of
like-
hand, dude.
Like cleaning an animal.
I wonder,
parts.
right? Like they never,
Thank
I
they
would
don't.
say
Dis-
survival.
That was almost making
personally.
it.
I think
But that's from my hunter's background.
I feel like, well, but then here's the thing. I would say you guys are in a safe environment. Like,
Survival's barely used anyways.
You help people.
I know. Like,
You're
when do
taking
we ever
the
get to
one
use
thing
survival?
survival
No,
does
honestly, she
that.
helped
gonna
you,
go
and you got
down.
the exact same roll.
Yeah.
She helped me. I got the exact same roll.
Guys,
Lily's just gonna go to her
Lord.
quarters.
Lily's-
She's like, fine, there's more doors I need to see. And she goes down
14.
and I
14.
keep-
You find some
Breaking
fickle
them.
tendons in the back of the throat.
Mhm.
That could be the glands.
Pull it.
When you pull them out, they are just glands. You're not sure what they could have been. You don't find any. There's no sac. There's nothing. You just find
Dang
some
it.
glands. You now can put in your inventory dragon glands if you want.
Dragon glands.
Dragon glands.
glands.
Hey kids, that's a copyrighted song.
I'm going to instruct the invisible servants. Preserve these carefully, just in case they. Are
You see,
something.
they're whisked away, put in an ammonia jar. Yeah.
Dang it! That
I
could have
would
been
give
so
this
cool.
session so far like a 6 out of 10. Not enough dungeons.
I
too
was
much
too much
dragons.
dragon, not enough dungeons.
Not enough
We're
dungeons.
only 23 minutes in, folks. What did you get on your perception, though,
19.
Jim, and looking at this dragon, as they're taking it apart, you do realize, you're looking, the wings on this dragon look almost to be the same size as your solar board.
Yes.
And I'll say that just because like this is something you would immediately notice, using the wings could help retrofit parts for your board to be more sturdy as well.
Take the bones. The bones.
The bone? No, it's the wings. I'm talking about the wings. The like more leathery, that still scaly wing part. Because that way, again, dragon wings are actually notoriously
Buffalo
light,
Wild.
and so it's like it wouldn't hurt in the energy you need for the board or riding. And it
That'll
would
give
help
me an
just,
idea when you guys are done.
Okay.
So
What
if
do I
you,
need to do to acquire some?
I love
what
how
is
you
it?
just
The
like
invisible
dragging them
servants,
out,
like as you're
"Armors!"
watching, you see invisible servants have already like gotten out like pliers and scalpel and just and like already popped the wings off. The dragon, it's dismantled
I
fast.
look at you and I'm like, I'm not gonna help you. 'cause
So
if I
like
make
what you
this,
could
you
do
got
is
this.
it would be one of the sleight of hand. It would be probably another Tinker Tools check, just like to also retrofit this to your board.
Okay. Well,
Well, and then what was the last thing before we go into the dream?
So, Eleanor gave me an idea. Never mind. It's probably
Eleanor says,
basically
huh?
it's when she's talking about dragon bones and stuff. I was like, oh, is there like a dragon bone or a claw or something that I could make into like a better magical weapon? Like, oh, I have this cool dragon bone rapier or something, right? Like, would that be worth investigating?
It could. Making weapons out of bone already is a good option, right? Like it's helpful, and dragon bones are like the epitome. So.
Can I make either an insight religion check, see if this dragon's important for anything else before I head downstairs?
Go ahead and make me an insight. Just like if it was like, do I care enough before I go to bed?
Insight. That's 21. No,
cool.
strike that. I can do math. I can't. 19.
19. Lily, this is now a carcass that's just being like slowly like mostly organs and like other like glands or little stuff's already been preserved, and now they're just taking the meat and either starting to get ready for drying to either make jerky or keeping it more wrapped for again like more like hide selling for like thick meat parts, because dragon meat is a delicacy in some parts of the country.
I would feel like it'd be a delicacy in most
I don't
parts
eat
of the
kosher
country.
dragon meat. Like, let me just be. What is kosher in this world? There's no kosher. There's no Judaism in Desanya.
Yeah, I was gonna say kosher is
What? I don't think
Well, I
there's.
mean, if we're going
Don't
with the
worry
Greek
about it.
pantheon,
I said what I said.
I don't think
Trying to
there's
think, are there any
Judaism because there's no
really
Christianity.
I was gonna say, well, because like right now most religion revolves around the Greek gods.
If the Hunchback of Notre Dame exists in this world, Christianity is a thing.
No,
which is
Well, because
is
the
of
cathedral
Zeus.
is of Zeus. It's Zeus's cathedral.
I know.
I know, we try and like rope.
I'm trying to think if there are any
So
like
try.
Jewish Disney characters.
I don't think so. Get on that, Disney. It's almost like there's some.
It's
deep
almost
seated
like
anti-Semitic-
Walt
Yeah.
Disney was
It's almost.
anti-
We're not gonna go down that road. Here's what I'll say. We will now get into. It's more later at night, so you guys are getting ready to try.
Ooh, wait, is Fievel Disney?
Hmm?
Like
Fievel
Fievel and
West?
yeah, is that Disney?
What's
Because
Disney?
I feel like they
Yeah.
had
Little thing about the
Jewish
mouse.
mice in there.
They did.
Yes!
Which by
Here's
saying-
what
It was Jesus, August.
I'm going to actually then make a point. I will now say that the canonical religions of Judaism and Christianity exist only for mice.
There was a mouse Jesus.
There is some mouse here. I'll let you all think about that on your own. I'll let
Is
you
there
all.
a mouse Joseph
I
Smith?
will let you all like at night.
I'm sorry.
Go home, all of you at home.
I'm
Think up your
sorry.
favorite theories on how this exists.
Funnily enough,
Um,
Mouse Judas was the name of my band in high school.
Mouse Judas,
Mouse
I'm
Judas.
just kidding.
Mouse Judas ran him out for a
betray
single
me
piece of
for a
tuna.
cheese.
Oh my god, we
Anywho.
really are getting blasphemous.
We are.
I'm sorry.
There's
I shouldn't have said anything.
This is honestly strange.
Thanks.
We are now coming to
Okay.
the darker
You
part of the
Yeah.
night.
Survive,
The
please.
sea has
No.
turned this like beautiful light blue. Again, this
I
is
locked
like
my door.
again-
Did I fix my door frame?
you did fix your girlfriend.
Nice, solid.
The sea is calm as ever. I'll say, Mr. Incredible and Jim, you're probably like taking turns either in sky or in water. Again, avoiding monsters. It's better to get back to land fast. I mean, you're in dangerous waters. And the ship can fly. That's what I'm saying. It's like dipping like water for a while, then up into the keeping it so that neither terrain attracts too much
Like it's
attention.
still in Sumani. We
Um,
can do that first.
The night now becoming very much lighter again with the moonlight sparkling on the water. Clouds have departed. And I'll say, would you be on the deck or maybe down in quarters to lie in either cot or bed before you do dream? Because Meg, are you doing it with Rapunzel to join?
With Rapunzel.
Cool.
Oh, are you gonna
No,
I would
she can only
rather-
bring up to one
I
other
would
person.
rather be in Well, one it's of our not. rooms I'm or not coming something with her. for It's you that. send the other person
Oh,
as a
right.
messenger is how
I'm
it
remembering
works.
now. So you're down in the cots or in your rooms because again these ships have small individual
Probably do it in
cabins.
Rapunzel's room.
Yep, sounds good.
So Rapunzel, you're in your small quarters. Nothing like, what you would have in Sumani or Design, right? This is a very small room, simple bed.
I'm used to that.
Right, I mean, that's your life. Meg is sitting here with you on a chair to be able to hold out because you have to send her through. And Rapunzel, you lay down and close your eyes, and Meg, you start pushing out with your images, and Rapunzel, yours as well, concentrating on images of Varian. Rapunzel, you awaken, or so to speak, you rather find yourself now standing in a large field, grass coming up to almost your mid-calf. You look around and realize you are back in the farmlands from where Varian and his father lived. As you look around, you see sitting in the grass beside you is Varian. None of his tools, he doesn't have any oil streaks. It's almost awkward or unsettling to see Varian very clean and very just calm, because normally in his life he's always running, he's always hyperactive, covered in some mechanical fluid or spell or potion, and so this is very strange. You see he is just sitting in the grass.
I go up and I sit next to him.
You see he notices you. He turns, just leaving me as well.
Varian, I'm not trying to leave you.
Just a dream. Everyone leaves.
Varian, not everyone leaves. I had to go away for a while, and I'm trying to come back.
You see he turns, and you notice in this dream, skies are getting darker. Things start feeling heavy, this presence around. You see Varian just... You can't trust anyone.
No, Varian, look at me. And I'm gonna try and, put my hands on his shoulders and turn him towards me if possible.
You try to turn... As you turn him towards you and realize you are standing in a graveyard.
Oh, no.
You see a freshly dug grave.
No.
Body and a Varian's father lying in it. Has yet to be even covered. You see Varian is now streaked with tears. You see the skies rumbling. You turn and realize you are now in Varian's nightmare. You see Varian, without even looking at you, he is staring, not even at his father, but at the gravestone. Not marked yet. Again, this is so fresh. You see, as he dreams, as he remembers this moment of getting there, you hear a screech in the sky as a Vrock, a demon, starts diving at both of you in the stream. Varian holds out his hand, crushes a small green bottle, starts smoking, and as he turns, the green flame and smoke wraps around like tendrils towards the Vrock, draining it, until before it even touches you, it is nothing but dust and bone. You see Varian just... I'm done. I'm done with people lying. I'm done with people leaving.
Varian, listen to me. Varian.
Listen to what? Listen, you tell me more empty promises? That you'll come, that you'll send help, that anyone will be there for me. And are people there, Rapunzel? They're not. Were people there for you? You lived in that hell of yours for years, and then they left you again.
No one could help me then.
And people could help me now.
And I'm trying to come to you, but you have to just wait a little bit longer. I can save your father. I promise you. I have the magic needed to save your father.
I don't want you to save anything for me anymore. Rapunzel, you see green smoke and flame start curling up as his vision becomes more and more flame and hot. You see, I'm taking command of my own destiny now.
Oh, shoot.
You don't get to help me anymore because none of you ever have.
He becomes a horseman.
Stop! Don't give him ideas! Sorry.
You see Varian just turn, just...
He would accept dogs, already knows all the four horsemen. He's had this planned out for years.
You, Rapunzel, I'll give you this one because you were my friend. Don't come for me, or I'll hurt you. I can't stop what I am right now.
Varian, I can't abandon my family or my friends, and you are both.
Not to me. And you realize, Varian, as you wake up in bed, as he has now woken. And you are now sitting back on the ship. You feel the waves rocking. You feel like after a sunburn, your face still feels warm and hot in places after feeling such raw anger and hate. I'll say this, you can try again, immediately you can ask Meg to push back.
No.
Immediately keeps getting rejected. He's either awake or he keeps succeeding at this point, right? He keeps pushing away.
Okay, cool.
Sleight just gonna step in. How'd it go?
I'm gonna go close the door.
Opens the door,
But the
closes
thing is, the door wasn't
slowly.
altered, so you could technically see through the door.
What are you guys messing with my bedroom?
It's like it's one of the. It's not like it's mess, but it's like one of those. Again, like most cabins, like on ships, don't have space to help, so they don't break.
I never thought I'd miss the asylum. Privacy was the thing. Okay. I'm just gonna. Sorry. I'm gonna just explain to Meg without all the crazy details, but like explain what I could see Varian do and everything, and
Oh, yeah, that's rough.
yeah.
That's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy.
Well, yeah, it's.
What do you say at that point? Yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm like, I feel like Meg is gonna be like very practical about it, but at the same time be like,
Rapunzel,
people
you
do
feel
things.
a little like hand on your neck. You realize Pascal just looking at you. Again, you just get that very answer. You feel Pascal just, we'll help him. You see Pascal just in that very Pascalish way of, we'll do this.
Pascal, you got
Meg, you see Pascal. Like,
Alright, sorry, I don't speak lizard.
He licks his
he sticks out tongue in your ear. We will cut
Again,
to
you're gonna lose that
the
tongue.
remaining days as you
It's
all
okay,
sail
that means
back.
He really likes you.
Let
I'll
me
tell him
select
to
you.
not do it anymore.
So you know those multiple books I got about Greek
Yes.
mythology?
Uh,
And every single form of tale that's ever been told about the gods?
yes.
I am reading all of those. I am literally up in my cabin. I stole like a bag of jerky, and I am reading as
You're
fast
just reading.
as I can.
Here's what I'll say. You can go ahead and give me a history check as you're reading through for what you're comprehending. Jim, go ahead if
Okay.
you want to give me your tinker checks for making your armor
You're so sweet.
first, or your sail. Just tell me which one. Meg, if you want, you can start. You can do another history or arcana to learn more about if there are anything that could be helpful with making of these teeth. Goliath and Rapunzel, are there any last checks in this very last before you guys get back into port?
I'm good.
Can I do any sort of insight check to see if there's anything about Varian that maybe I missed in the dream that
Yeah,
I
definitely.
really need
So-
to know?
All
Would
right.
you have only
I
told
was going to
Meg?
mention this before.
Yeah, probably at
But
this
I
point.
only went
because
to
I'm
I'm
a
just
like
like
trying
levels
to
in
let it
fighter
soak in
because
and
I
then-
don't
Yeah,
decide
have
what is
artificer
actually
stuff in front of me. Like I wasn't able to go 2 levels into artificer.
Fun fact.
So that is probably
Where's my-
going to
there it is.
change.
Jim, there are in fact tools, artificer tool like tinker tools and stuff on the ship. When they made the ship, there is thieves tools, tinker tools. Like you guys would have to then
So
say
there's
you
like a
take-
workshop.
We
there.
There's
have
workshop.
all the
They
things.
used a genie wish and made like the ultimate like travel ship for you guys.
Wait,
Like,
wasn't
it's-
it you two who just like
yeah,
lined
like-
it up?
But no, like
Mm.
what I'm saying is I'm
Hence
probably
why I
going to change
said
my
you
character
mess
sheet.
with
Okay.
this.
Oh, right.
I
Like
only
a meta
had the
game.
fighter rules in front of me
All right.
when I was leveling up in my car.
You're totally fine. I'll allow that. That's just also if you were curious. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I can
It
also
doesn't
find
apply to
stuff.
anything right now, but like as soon as I'm able to like sit
Cool.
down and look up artificer and stuff, I'm probably gonna go artificer and stuff.
Go for it.
Anyways,
Wait a
Uh,
second. I'm so sorry. Go ahead. I just had a thought.
so I'm gonna sit down. I'm in this workshop, which I kind of have an idea of in my head. I got my board, and I have parts of dragon wing. I have dragon bone, and then on a desk over there, I got all sorts of scales and dragon leather, and I'm like tinkering with all this different stuff. I have my armor off, and I'm like you know, I have my studded leather armor, and I'm thinking about how I can change it and modify it. So we're gonna start with the board.
Awesome. Start with the board. That'll just be your sleight of hand plus those tools, which just gives you that proficiency. While you do that, has anyone else finished their roll for what they want?
Yeah.
We'll just kind of go down the line. Then we'll start with Megan.
If I'm looking in the library, can I get advantage on my roll? Because I rolled a nat 1.
No. What I'll say is what you're finding, like, this is a lot of dense magical stuff that honestly you're not too familiar with. This is like wizard or sorcerer level, like, intensive magic. And it's kind of, I'll say this on that one, you more get caught up in that realization of Belle's not here. Belle would have been the one helping because she knows the most out of anyone about that.
Lost our smart one.
You lost the smart one. No.
Replaced.
What's your intelligence?
It's well, considering that I'm a
No, it's,
let's see. Sorry, it's okay. It's a +3, but it's gonna change once I get advanced.
I'll get good stuff.
Anyways, so you'll just see Jin, like, he lights up this blowtorch as he then puts his thing down and he starts going to town. Like, pull out some tools, once he's done, he'll just throw a tool behind him. Morph will catch it,
Yes.
and then bring it back down and around.
Nice.
So he's just going to town on the board. So you said add my proficiency plus my sleight of hand.
Yes, because of the tool. Yeah.
You kind of suck, but let's see. That is a 19.
19. That makes the DC.
Love
It
anything that
takes
kinda
like
sucks.
the better part of the
6
day.
again.
What I'll say is, so you will have yet to have gotten to the armor itself because that will be a little more like
So like the next day, kind of.
like this because this is the last day before you reach town. So I'll say the better part of the day, but you are successful. You make again shimmering red wing, well incorporated. Your board now has a way better. It's got this AC now of 18. To help if people are attacking to not have that destroyed, which hurts me of course, but it's nice.
Hurts me.
It hurts me. All right, Lily,
Uh-huh.
what'd you get?
So with my only +1, I got an 18. Make it 19.
19.
Also, a little headcanon in my head. I say headcanon technically.
Headcanon in this world.
In this role-playing game. Like, Lily's room is really close to the workshop, so, like, she's, like, eye twitch as she...
Every so often, bang, 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 bang.
Like, really
Oh, it's
high-pitched
also,
word.
I mean, even though the ship is big,
Gives you
it's
nightmares of more.
wooden panel walls, right? Like, nothing here is technically soundproof.
Moves.
Lily, on a 19 reading through, you are learning a lot about the gods, right? I mean, for those of you who don't want to be bored at home, but also to give that, like, of the world building, it is that classic
Wow,
Greek
they messed up a
mythology
lot.
of,
A
like,
lot.
the Titans came first with Kronos and Zeus. His mother swapped him out for a stone. He freed his siblings. They
'Cause I
waged
learned
war.
a portion of it from the elders, but it was very much catered towards Artemis.
And
I
and
like
that's
to have
natural.
a good
It's
picture.
one of those, like, it's not like a, oh yeah,
Like, I know the creation one, and then it's like, and then Zeus slept with this woman who's technically a Titan, and she ran across,
and Zeus
then
did
Artemis
this one, and Zeus did.
helped
You're
your
noticing
brother,
very
you know.
quickly, I'll say, Lily, Zeus is a very common theme for most of how the world works. And what I will say, what you're realizing, and on a 19, you're realizing Artemis is in fact probably, I don't want to say like the best, but the
One of
most
the
well-behaved and better of the
One of the
gods.
most
Solid.
virtuous.
Solid.
I'll say what you really get with a lot of these is a lot of the big three, right? You learn a lot about Zeus, how Poseidon kind of keeps himself. Hades has always been like actually very shifty. Like what you're reading is a lot of the myths of kidnapping Persephone, doing kind of like trick deals with people. Just more because again
Is
he
this
has.
Disney Hades?
This is Disney
Yeah.
Hades.
Okay.
How he is very bitter most of the time, but usually stays in the underworld. And so what you're realizing about the
Disney
gods,
is the
most of all
worst.
right now, is again.
So
Artemis
that guy's
is
married?
Hades is married.
Don't tell me you didn't know that. That's the
No,
most, that's one of the
I will
most
say,
famous myths.
Lily growing up is only 14, and really, the more you learn, especially in the Asmarian culture, is about Artemis and like what she represents
And
to your
then
people.
It's about
and,
nature and taking care of the island and
Right.
upholding the culture of the Asmarians, and so a lot of this is like, so someone found him less insufferable, and then decided to become.
But they did really.
I again, and he was still like,
Kidnapper.
hey, before you leave town, you want to eat a pomegranate seed or two? Or
Goodness
5,
gracious.
6, 5, 6 more?
I am so glad I flipped that guy off.
Yeah.
Back on the show.
And finally, Rapunzel.
I got a dirty 20.
A dirty 20.
I don't remember what the check was. I'm sorry. I was trying to
Varian
remember. Right, insight.
This is one of those, what the main vibe you're getting, rethinking and living, is right now he only is relying on his emotions of hate and distrust, or mistrust, excuse me. It's one of those, if you were to be able to find him, you could help. Like, you get that feeling of, again, this is a boy who's, what, 13?
I think he's
14,
14.
right, he's Lily's age. And so it's like,
No, he's not.
he needs,
I'm
like,
I'm taller.
you're Lily's 15. It's like, I'm basically 15. No, you are actually 15 this week.
I am 15.
But no, Rapunzel, what you're getting is, this is one of those, like, hey, if you could, like, find him and help him, he does just need guidance, right? Like, no pun intended with the cleric involved. But it's one of those, like,
Speaking of
but you get the feeling it's like, you don't, with Dirty 20 Insight, he probably is going off the grid too.
Okay.
With what you're seeing and with what he might be doing. Come in.
Hey guys.
Don't worry, we're here.
Welcome the two worst members of our party who got married. Hannah, of course, playing Thumbelina, and Nick playing Mr. Incredible. Welcome, everybody.
One other question I had, the way that he took care of the Brock, does that remind me of the kind of power that either the withering and decaying?
You want to give me a... No, I'll tell you. You would know. That's straight necrotic energy. Whatever he did to that Vrock, that's insane, deathly magic. To catch up our...
I don't like this. It's supposed to be...
to catch
like,
up our wonderful party members who just arrived.
I don't like this.
Rapunzel dreamed to find Varian, found Varian staring at the grave of his father. Varian
Well,
destroyed a
hit the
demon
body
with
of his
one
father
hit
still
spell.
there, like, no
Is
dirt over
green flame summoned around him. He
Got
basically
off the
told
deep end.
Rapunzel to don't look for him. He hates you all because you didn't go
Screw
and
that.
help him. Like some evil person in this world decided it to be so. And so, this isn't a good choice. What I will say, because everyone did have their fun, you did have a full, basically well-preserved body of a red dragon on your ship. The invisible servants have helped,
minus
like,
20 teeth.
de-blood it, right, to help keep the blood well-preserved for stuff. Is there any parts of it, sans, I think, wings as of right now, that you guys would...
said they already stole the teeth?
Only 20 of them.
There's
A third of the teeth are gone.
So, Rapunzel, I paid you for a job.
Right. What was that
Could you help me out with that? So, I want you to sew...
I need someone to take my mind off things.
Yeah, so I'll help you with distracting you.
I'll help you.
He also paid me
50 gold.
50
Oh, yeah.
gold.
So,
Right,
I
right,
need
right.
you to sew an object into the eye in my super suit.
Right.
Okay.
It's called Beholder Eye.
You see Mr. Incredible holds up the Eye of Alshish that you were fighting. Because Mr. Incredible and Thumbelina, as you know, and
My
here's
husband lays
for you guys fun too, you remember this fight very well. You were
Which
there,
eye was
Jim
it?
following along, Mr. Incredible, you remember punching the Beholder in the eye, not getting knocked down at all. You remember Adam defeating the Beholder with that icicle spear, perfectly preserved so you can grab the eye. Everything worked out
So,
fine. And
which
after Belle
eye?
did inform you both that she may have tampered with time. So
So
that
never
most
changed
of the
last
bad effects
So
of
no,
that
because
fight,
of that really-
she went back in time and either prepped spells, so she gave you flying, Mr. Incredible, so you could still punch Alshish but not take all the force damage and get knocked out, so Rapunzel wouldn't have to kill Alshish to then go insane. She did mess, and so what I'll say, Rapunzel, too, with the insight, you wonder if what's happening with Varian is also maybe a result of that tampering with time.
Oh, no.
Because this, it's my favorite expression, time wants to happen. And so when certain things change to prevent, our clerics getting involved in shady deals, or with Mr. Incredible knocking back,
Are
or...
you still involved in the shady deal? Everything's
Lily, Thumbelina, Lily looks fine now. It's one of those, again, like with the other timeline, you have now those memories of Lily getting dark and evil and, darkened wings. Now, she's Literally, right? Like, it's as if nothing happened. And so it's that, like, yeah, deja vu, I feel like it could have happened. But yes, Rapunzel, you could help sew a beholder eye into
Which eye is this?
This is the
the main
beholder eye.
beholder
The big
eye.
one.
It's just an anti-magic.
I
How
feel
like
like
they
It's an
I
what?
feel like it shrunk, as he died.
It's
like
shriveled.
shrunken
It's
head,
it's definitely
shrunken
not
eye.
hydrated, right? It's like more like manageable, like to put in your suit.
Do you like your
So
head
I already paid you for this
hydrated?
job. So
It'd be
I'm
really
not
beautiful.
touching this.
It would make that perfect like eye incredible.
Do I-
No, because beauty is in the eye
Of the beholder.
Oh my
Oh.
A workshop where you
I'll loan you my gloves.
Okay, I'm borrowing his gloves because I don't want to touch this. Like seriously.
Of course. No. And you can
Am
go
I
ahead.
able to sew?
Yeah, just give me a. This is a sleight of hand check. It's not nearly as hard as making like dragon wings into your sails. Like this is just putting a.
No,
It's a
don't worry
Can
about
I
it.
help her?
Oh, definitely.
Thank
Like
you.
because
That
this
was
would.
a 4.
I would say this because Mr. Incredible, it's your suit, right?
16 plus 9, we're good. 25.
25. Oh, well and perfectly, Mr. Incredible, and you feel it seep in. What you can immediately notice, it's not like coning out anymore, but you do kind of get that magical vibe that there is now more magic to your suit. As we metagamed earlier, and for anyone at home, you now have basically a suit that can repel most spells with like an anti-magic suit. As long as you're wearing it, of course, and there are still like effects that can hit
so
you.
Dope.
I do want to ask, because I feel like it's my duty as the cleric with the 20 on wisdom. Can I make an insight onto Rapunzel? Because maybe, like, as I'm hearing this jerky, he's like, I don't want to think about that right now. Lily kind of, like, paused mid-jerky.
You don't want to think about what?
What don't you want to think about?
Don't I think? No.
Oh, come on.
Well, because you're actually deep in studies learning more about the other Greek gods and about how Zeus is terrible.
I want to be psych student.
I'm gonna get to you, and
Yes.
Lily will be a psych student one day. That's how it's going.
Sorry, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the dragon.
Ooh. All right. Tell me. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a bag of holding. Tiny bag of holding.
Very tiny. Very tiny.
I enjoy my tiny bag of holding.
It's a very tiny bag of holding.
Not so super.
Can I make her a suit of armor, please?
I was wondering if I could take
One scale
a
could be a
scale.
shield for her.
Okay, guys,
No,
can
I
I
can
like
She wants to
I need a suit
Let
of
her do
armor
it.
for
Sorry,
Pascal.
sorry.
And I think I see where this is going though.
There are scales on this dragon. Can we talk about an armor made out of the scales for Thumbelina because she's tiny? And how would that affect her? Because this is my
Yes.
question. Because she's small, scales are heavy. Granted, she's strong, but like, would it be cumbersome?
This, in fact, would be a bit cumbersome for
But they're
you.
dragon scales.
They are dragon, so it's not as bad. It's not like so. Here's what I would say. What you can test Thumbelina, because I mean, Jim has already also gotten said. Well, to give you, Goliath tried to cut out like more portions to make armor for him.
He rolled a 6.
Didn't get the best check, so it's like it didn't ruin the armor, but it wouldn't fit him. So Jim's like, all right. So what you can see, Thumbelina, is like it may decrease your flying speed a little bit, because it is like, hey, you're putting on a full suit of armor, basically.
How much do I know how much it would decrease my flying speed?
Your flying speed right now is 60 feet.
Right.
I'm going to tell you, you would be at 50 feet. I think that's just, it would knock off that 10 feet. So it's not terrible, because again, Dragon's armor is great, right? It gives you that AC of 18 if you got it on, because it's Dragon, you get that AC. And I will say, if Rapunzel does it, she has already made some for Pascal, and Pascal has then camoed into it, so it's now green. So if you want, with Rapunzel's help, you both could make those sleight of hand checks to basically, cut out
Or you
the
can help
necessary
me
proportion.
with the sleight of hand because I have the +9.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for it because it sounds I will take the slight decrease in speed for this.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it's,
if I need to, it's pretty easy to take off, right?
it is doffing armor.
That's a nat 20 +9.
Thumbelina, I have to honor a nat 20.
Yes!
Thumbelina, you and Rapunzel get to work. You start cutting into this again. Like, it's gotten much easier now as you guys start realizing, like, hey, if we use a dragon's claw to cut through and doing stuff, right? It's one of those, like, and actually, Goliath, if you wanted a bone sword, like a great sword out of a dragon bone, could be more helpful for you.
Yeah.
If he figures that out, I'm hitting him up on like dragon sword.
Hey, you'll help make
Yeah,
these
so
up.
I'm gonna try on that.
Yeah, I'll say,
Dragon
but within
sword.
that 20, Thumbelina, you are standing there, full like Peter Pan pose, just because it is like on the bow of the ship. Scales glinting off in this beautiful red prismatic. As they start mixing with your fairy magic, they become that more rainbowy, matching your wings. You have no, I'm gonna say with a nat 20, you have been able to make it perfect protection, AC of 18, no dock on speed. With the nat 20. I like, because nat 20, that's the best thing. You have made the most perfect suit of armor for Thumbelina.
I almost got a 30. I mean, that's pretty good.
I was definitely going to take the speed hit, but like...
No, I'm like, that's cool. Like a nat 20 for like making, to get that.
So,
I
can I have like double, like expertise on dragons?
No, not at all. You would have to like do this consistently for a while.
I can keep making stuff.
We are running low. There's not enough for
Pascal.
anyone else to make a full suit at this point.
Can I make gloves? Would they have like resistance to fire?
Fun fact, we'll get to that.
Speaking of resistances, I should choose my resistance for the day.
What do you want for your resistance?
I think I'll just do slashing.
Okay. So Goliath, if you want to give me, it's an investigation check, not very terribly high DC, and looking through the bones, anything that could be turned into or a weapon, right? Like a great sword.
You could have gone.
15.
15. You find a femur bone. If you were to go down to the workstation with the blowtorches and cinders, this could turn into an impressive great sword of dragon bone.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try that.
And Meg, you do see Goliath lugging this bone down to the lower decks.
Okay.
Like Jim is there, like kind of looking at his
I
armor,
made
and all of a
my
sudden
armor.
this huge
Boom!
and then he looks over at Goliath and Goliath.
I need to make a sword out of this.
And you guys can start into that. Again, I'll say with this, it's like making a weapon, forging. It is a sleight of hand check. I will say this, Jim, because of your more tinkering abilities, you will have that same proficiency. So if you're the one to help make it, you're gonna have an easier time than Goliath because you know how to sharpen swords, keep them well maintained, but making it is an intensive job.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's see
Cool.
what we can do. Let's do this.
Let's see, Artificer. Can you make a sword?
Oh, I thought he was a rogue.
He's
I'm
taking
gonna
levels.
go 2 levels.
Oh,
Artificer.
good,
Yeah,
because
that's-
like when I was like thinking of Jim, because I'm like, artificer would make sense.
17.
I rolled a 4 twice.
Wow, that's
Your curse is
incredible.
spreading,
Wow.
darling.
I'm in my room.
I'm
I'm
gonna say-
reading my books.
You, Goliath, are looking at this fun polished black leather wrapped handle with that little stud. It feels so light in your hand. Because again, fun fact, like dragons, like birds, their bones are mostly hollow in places and very lightweight to let them fly. This great sword, you will be able to have 3d6 slashing damage on it.
Okay, well,
So,
combat's about
I
to get a
will
lot
say this.
more intense.
This is, again, a two-handed weapon now, so it does require two hands. And so, any of you, though, so small creatures, and I'm going to say medium, though, so like most of the rest of the party, except for Mr. Incredible just because of your strength, you will have disadvantage on attack rolls with this, just because even though it's lightweight, it is giant. It is literally has been made for you.
Like, how big is
Well
it?
done again. Let's thank Meg for suffocating a dragon to give us all this fun
Thank
stuff.
you.
Thank you, Meg.
Yeah.
It's been
Wait, it wasn't Meg, it was Stuffy.
It was
Let's
Stuffy.
give
He
credit.
suffocated.
Oh.
So, now that I've seen the successful dragon bone weapon, can I try and find a bone or claw or something that would make like a new rapier for me?
Give me an investigation check. Just
Okay.
dig on through the. Well, at this point, it is almost now just bones. Again, visible serpents are like packaging up, getting ready to sell, or if you find someone to sell to.
Here, August. Would I have the same hit DC as a normal greatsword, or would it be like the same as like a +1 greatsword?
Yes. So this will still be your strength plus proficiency.
Yeah.
But on a hit, it's 3d6.
Okay.
So because it's intense.
Investigation, you said?
Yes.
That's 18.
Meg, you find another bone. Possibly, it looks like it maybe came out of a wing or like a joint. That looks like it could be that nice curved bone weapon.
Okay, so I'm gonna take note of those two because they seem to know what they're doing, and ask like, "Hey, I'm wondering if we could have another like I'm using
Jim's
my
just
finesse
like,
weapon right now,
"Can
the
you
rapier.
pay
Like,
me
can
at
you
least?"
make something like this?"
Jim,
out of
you're
that?"
seeing a well
Yeah, so he just finishes the sword. He like
Sounds
takes a
awesome, I
break.
want
He
one.
like
eats,
sweating,
and then he
drinking
finally
water.
is like, finally I can work on the armor, and all of a sudden Meg
Okay.
just
Boom! I want one too.
Oh my gosh! Hey, I killed the dragon.
Guys,
You owe me.
guys,
this.
with every bump, like literally, like.
You did not kill the dragon.
I cast that spirit. I summoned the elemental. That was my plan.
Because of Meg's actions.
Hear me out. As Lily's reading, she's like, "Is this
Hey.
what Belle thought?"
I told it what to
Shut
do.
up.
You think the
It's-
elemental
it's-
will stop short?
Can she claim the title Dragon Slayer? Probably
Yes.
not.
Dragon
Probably
Suffocator.
not. Dragon Suffocator. Dragon, I'm cheating and killing you slowly.
Meg, I will accept
Dragon
that
Torturer, maybe.
Thank you,
I mean, if you had summoned
I'm
Soggy,
not
you
gonna
could
mess
have
with you.
drowned
You
the
freaking
dragon.
suffocated the dragon.
Wait, did you waterboard this guy while you were at it?
Dragon's bane.
Dragon's
That's
Bane.
such a cool title. I love
Yes,
that.
yes.
Meg
Anyway,
Dragon
go ahead, give me
Yes.
another check there, Jim, just to build
Roll
this.
higher than a 4, you.
Washmana! Sorry, I was playing with Achilles.
Not one. Ah, no, please.
Hey. So let's see. It's only a 31.
Yeah!
Actually, sorry, 29.
Holy
29.
crap!
Oh, only 29.
Thank you.
I was
For
having my
anyone wondering
arcana,
at
not
home,
my
a
sleight of hand.
20 is supposed to be like very hard, and a 25 is the impossible.
Actually, 30 is impossible.
Is
or
30
near
impossible?
impossible.
Yeah, I thought 30 was never. Here's what we're gonna say, because Meg,
Goodness
yours is a
gracious.
short sword, correct?
Well, what I had before was a rapier because I can use dex instead of strength with it.
This is a finesse weapon.
Short
Nice.
swords are.
Yeah.
That when damaging can deal 2d8 damage.
What the?
So of course, because of its lightweight, unlike yours, because yours is just so massive, it cannot be finesse. It has to be two-handed. Meg, yours is a much more lightweight bone that acts almost with those properties of rapier, but much harder. So it can deal like 2-8. Still, though, you do have to hit. It is one of those. It's the drawback of, oh right, I can deal damage, but gotta hit it first. I will say though, with both of you. You will actually have to keep upkeep on this. Bone weapons are not like normal steel and stuff where you can just wipe it off and be done. So it will require maintenance after battles to keep these great properties.
Also, tonight I think I need to do like an hour-long ritual or something so I can make it my packed weapon. And
You do. And I will say this will be it because after this final long rest, you will have reached Sumani. So Meg, I'll allow that. As you are all hunkering down for the night, this final, coming back, even though we don't have it in international waters, into Desanya waters, you all have an interesting night to say the least. As we start to dream.
We know, like.
We're gonna start with Lily, actually.
I don't wanna be
Lily, you have a dream.
Yep.
No, wait, but like,
I was really happy.
Didn't we agree on one of my
Monarchy.
smart traits that I can sleep soundly, or was that one we gave up for?
That was one we gave up.
No, I forgot.
I made mistakes.
Lily.
We've all made mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes.
Everybody has those
I never
days.
make mistakes. What are you talking about?
Thumbelina, I'm perfect.
Actually, I can see Thumbelina saying that. It's like, do you not see
Oh.
the
No, it cuts back
clothes
to
of
the
dragon
princess
scales?
one shot.
Lily.
Yeah, it could look to the princess one shot where
She's
you're like
beauty.
on
She
the
is
ground.
great. She will stab you in the face.
No, she will punch you in your face because her punch.
As the CPR's going, you're somehow
anyway,
looking.
Lily, these are very interesting dreams. What I will say for all of you, these are not long or very intensive. But Lily, what you remember most out of this whole night of dreaming, you are like fighting battles back in Neverland. It's one of those like you're going every which way. At one point, you feel a hand on your shoulder and you turn around, and for a moment, you could have sworn it was your mother, but now it is Belle. You see, she make use of my gifts and my love for you. As she fades and you swiftly go into other parts of your dream.
Please tell me all of these dreams are just Rebecca sent us oracle messages.
And this is just Rebecca, like, I'm reading off a note.
Like,
Okay, and she wants you to...
all
No.
other oracles.
Um,
Makes me happy, actually.
No, I'm sorry. She did do stuff, and we'll find out later. Rapunzel,
Dang it.
you have a very interesting dream. You see yourself standing on top of this chariot. You see, again, flag in your hand. You feel roars of crowds, and you feel the fire swirling around you from Varian's dream. Thumbelina, you have your natural, again, as more and more memories, a lot of these are little things to keep in mind. Like you're remembering, like, oh, hey, I really do love the taste of, like, a fresh blueberry off of a bush. Or, oh, yeah, you know, like, I've always, like, loved when you fly and that feeling you get with your stomach flowing and you just feel so free. Like, it's been little things. You have a very clear memory of sitting at a small little table in a tree somewhere in Neverland, and you see two young fairies next to you, these young women who you just know as your sisters. And you can't remember what you're saying, but you just feel so happy. You feel that very fulfilled moment as you sit there, and immediately the dream starts turning dark once more. You see again battles and despair. You see your, your fairy folk falling, people dying again.
How many times now? 3?
And you hear again laughter, a laugh somewhere that sounds eerily familiar. Go ahead and give me a history check. 15. Let me pull this up real quick. Where did it go? Here we go, the Imagineer stuff. You recognize the laugh as one of your sisters.
It sounds evil, right?
It does sound evil.
Oh my.
You don't
family's messed up.
remember. That's as much as, again, as your mind is starting to make these connections, that's what hits you. Mr. Incredible, you have a dream. It's where it's, and this is going to sound weird, it's that feeling of a constipation of the mind where everything feels so pressured and focused. You feel everything is just like pounding. It's almost like a headache as you feel yourself running, seeing through Sumani. Something keeps nagging at your mind. You see yourself, yes, this is going to be a history check, as you feel just something is just bugging you. 7. You see, you're running around, you see Hercules and Jim and Gazer Beam, you realize, as you're casing the cathedral, something is just achingly, painstakingly pressured in your mind, and you don't know what. Meg, you find yourself completely alone. You look around, you're not in any room or building or ship you've ever been before. This is just a sleek, empty room. It's not bright, but everything is this pale, creamy color as you look down and see a letter in your hand. And every time you go to open it, the dream ends and you seem to wake. And you slip back into sleep, and it keeps going and going and going. Jim.
So, just for point of reference, Jim totally is sleeping out, like, on the deck.
Oh, yeah, like, that's just
chilling.
under the stars. Like, because, again, like, you or Mr. Incredible or someone can keep, like, swapping in to steer. That's actually where you've kind of been, Mr. Incredible, is, like, you took that point.
Okay.
Jim's been subbing in. So, Jim, under the stars, feeling the plank, you hear the voice that once was comforting, then was terrifying, and now seems familiar. Makings of greatness, kid. You turn, but instead of seeing anyone, you see the endless expanse of sea and sky and night and space all swirling, the event horizon seeming to expand into a point where everything meets, and you feel a crushing emptiness inside of what you're searching for. Everything seems to be so close, so free, and yet you know what's not there. And for once in your life, this freedom seems hollow and cheap. As you look out and nothing seems to be there but space. Goliath, you, as you're sitting,
I'm sorry.
you have, once again, instead of most of the rest, a dream during the day, right, when you're in stone. You feel yourself soaring over treetop and of castle. You see the different fiefs. You see people going about their nightly activities. And just as clearly as you see it, as you reach out your hand, you're almost at the ground. As you land, your claws just crunch into bone and stone and bits of gravel, and you look up and you see desolation, you see fire, you see everything gone. And you all wake up.
I have a question. So, if a gargoyle were to die as flesh and bone, as they die, do they slowly turn to stone?
Basically, I mean, it's kind of like you die and you just become this.
That's
So
actually really cool. Like, that'd be really cool.
yeah, right.
Anyways,
I want
Um,
him to die.
yeah, I don't want you to die. I was just curious.
Please don't
you know?
die. Please.
Just getting to know him here, like
That's a normal get to know you question. What happens when you die?
Wow, we
You
got a lot to
can
discover.
turn to
Well,
stone.
after you die,
So,
I
we
really
believe there's a
Sounds like
plan,
salvation.
right?
It's like,
I will
Because
ask.
you can't relive your body.
As we sail in, we see the skyline of Sumani. Who would be at the helm? Jim, Mr. Incredible, or someone else taking a turn?
I would probably be on the lookout, like, on the very top.
I'll
Like
take the helm.
up in Crow's Nest, would you be at the helm? Just
I would be like
Up to the one.
ready to get off. This is my city.
Yeah, that's fair.
Rapunzel, you are at the helm. As
be
you,
on your shoulder.
oh, of course.
Me and Mr. Incredible are at the front, just like, I
Yeah.
feel like I'm flying.
I'll say this: it's one of those like you guys haven't had that chance, so like you're both kind of like
flying.
it's not like I mean, but like no, I'm a little more in front of. Well, I'm at the bow of the. I'm at the like kind of like muscling in, trying to like be at the very front. And, it's that classic, you know, just like it's a manliness thing, right? Where it's like, well, I gotta get there first.
Oh, goodness.
As we
Men.
sail into
No, that's what Megan is.
Desanya.
No, that's Marina.
As you guys sail in,
Oh, she's coming to
you see the first thing you notice, there is not nearly as many ships as before. What you notice is, like the first time you came into Desanya, and for a lot even when leaving this port, is it still was very much a hub of trade and activity. A good 50% of the ships are gone, right? The docks are not nearly as crowded with noise as before. As you sail in, you do see actually a lot of spaces around the dock have been, like, there's either caution tape or thing. There are ships that have been what look to be quarantined. You do see, like, they've been either taped off or roped off, or some have magical spheres around them. There's not a lot of people around. Yes.
Last time we were here, there was a plague going on, right?
Yes.
So that's probably why. Do we know why that is the reason why they're quarantining the ships, or can we just assume?
This is definitely because it must be because of this virus. What I will say, Lily, because I know you're about to ask. Well, no, it's just to help dissuade fear. You have already figured out through being able to detect Z's and.
I'm seeing the status of everyone right now, basically. I'm calling everyone up to deck.
Before you even got to Owlshish, you did do a sweep of the ship, and through greater restoration between you and Adam, you were able to like debug all your cells. Last I checked, I don't think there's been any opportunity for anyone to come in contact with any of the virus, because as you know, there may be some other magical form of it we don't yet know. but the main form is physical touch. So it's like,
Also
hey,
magical.
we're all good. No one's touched anyone, and we know like not to go shake hands or like put our hands over places we haven't been when we get back into town.
It's also spread magically.
Actually, we've
Either
learned
casting
that
spells
we
to
don't need
harm
masks
or to help.
for this virus.
I let everyone else know that.
Yes.
That's the thing I learned.
So,
Okay.
can I?
No.
Nobody
Don't worry.
knows.
I was listening.
Sorry, I was listening. I'm
Well, yeah.
trying to like field.
It's fine.
Uh,
Because Lily hasn't told anyone yet that she learned that it
Oh.
spread magically.
Oh no, you did
We all
because
knew
you
that.
communed and you told everyone before the fight.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
cast commune and then you said you relayed that to the party. Unless
No,
I'm
I cast
forgetting.
commune in Artemis's temple alone. I learned that I got kidnapped.
yeah.
No one knows
Oh.
it spread magically.
I
No,
thought we
but you
already
took-
figured that out after that fight. in
How
the
about
temple,
you tell
though,
us
and-
now?
Yeah, you did.
How about you
Okay.
tell
Do you
us
want to
now?
tell them? That was I wasn't letting that come up. Sorry, I'm trying to like keep track. Because I think it was just and we kind of just assumed it's like after they got you back that was a hey, now that we're taking care of the vampire bounty hunters, we know where we're about to go off to. Like, hey, but there might be a magical way of this being transmitted. Yes.
August.
Yes.
If I happened to get this and turned to stone, and then turned back, would that cure me? Because that turning to stone's basically like
Well,
a
that's just a
factory
long
reset.
rest, though, right?
It's.
I don't think it's a greater restoration every time you go. It's just a long rest.
Fair.
Right?
I would have to. Yeah. So it probably would stay. It's like. Yeah.
Good, because that would be so broad.
So.
I feel like when you get cursed and you turn to stone, the curse would stay when you came back, right?
I mean,
We
turning
already
to
talked
stone
about
is
this.
a curse.
Yeah.
in and
It's-
of its- in
It's
and
like
of
a
itself,
curse
right?
slash racial feature,
Yeah,
right? It's
turning
kind
to
of.
stone's part of me, so I'd just be stone a little bit longer.
He's just
Yeah.
always stone.
It's a weird thing. Yeah. Sorry. I'm just.
So, before we actually pull in all the way, can I pick up like, I don't know, a little rock or something, and throw it above the city? I want to see like if it is, if it is magical. I want to see if there's a dome.
Oh!
And if there is a dome, I want to see where the center of it is.
Interesting,
Smart
interesting,
guy.
interesting.
Nice.
Please say you broke his
Can
campaign.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna say this.
One magical thing on
I don't
the
do this
stone.
too often because
So
that.
then it will magically react. Can I cast bless on the stone?
Ooh, definitely.
Yes!
You can cast bless, Mr. Credible.
So I'm like,
This is
throw
going
it
to
as soon
be
as you can.
a strength check or an athletics. Excuse me.
Question. Wouldn't
yes.
it be better if I just flew up to where he thinks
Um,
the dome
I was
is?
gonna say I could
Save
fly
his
up too.
ego and let him
I
do
will
this.
say, just because Mr. You could fly, like, after what happens, you could fly to what's about to happen, but this is, like, the
On a
first
whim.
thing of, like,
Oh yeah. This
hey,
is
we've
his
got some extra
reaction,
stone.
yeah,
This is
okay,
just
that
kind of
makes
his
sense.
gut, like, okay, here we are.
Is this during the day?
This is during the
Guidance.
day.
Okay.
It
Because bless
is,
is-
I'll say this, right now we're about
So
noon
is it
when they
okay.
say
So- 4.
You had to
Four.
be-
It's a D4. It's not a
a
D6
D4.
yet.
Okay.
Soon, I think.
6? What?
I think it does become a 6 soon.
Oh, no.
My bless.
Yes.
Okay, so it's gonna be 18.
18.
You
Uh,
have an incredible modifier.
Mr. Incredible, I don't do this often. Go ahead and mark down you have a point of inspiration.
Oh,
Yes!
That was smart.
As
Very smart.
you take this now little bit of magically charged stone and huck it, you guys watch as it flies up. All of you watching, go ahead. Anyone who wants, make a perception check.
Yes.
Except Goliath, who is now just a
I
brooding
got an
statue.
8.
18.
18.
Oh, thanks.
Wait a second. He's
Yeah.
at my paper.
He's got the paper.
It's just a little 27.
27.
18.
Just a 27.
I think
Nice.
It's 19 plus 9.
Did you will
28. Oh, well, some of you got 28.
Okay.
I got
didn't
20.
roll as
Okay, fine.
We see.
We
And
see
yes.
everything.
Incredible.
Except I don't see anything.
I see it. I look
Mr.
over and
Incredible,
it's
you huck this, you watch, and there is just a flicker, whether it's reacting to a physical or magical presence. You watch the stone had passed through something. You watch it go
Some
up.
random
You
symbol.
realize it went through something. As it goes, you realize it's falling down. It does pass back. With a nat 20, you notice there is something over the city.
Okay. Can I tell where the center of it is?
From what you can tell is it's kind of like you now have a good general area. Here's what you noticed. From where you threw it, it was definitely near the cathedral.
Yeah.
On a nat 20, you notice it, like in that kind of spatial awareness, the center couldn't have been the cathedral. From like how it was going up, like what it looked like it went through and came back through, it couldn't be on the cathedral. It was something more to a side.
And it wouldn't be like the area where I saw that people were watching. Would that be near there?
You think that would be dead there?
Okay.
Can I add a little bit of help too? 'Cause
Here's
I'm
what.
thinking
No,
that's the
we're
role
gonna
of
get to this. We're gonna get to this because there's stuff about to happen. Because I've been making rolls too. I'm finishing actually that roll. Rapunzel, you as you are all coming into port. So again, Mr. Incredible throws Rapunzel. You see a small little ship comes out to meet you. Two. I wouldn't say like well dressed, but like definitely they're wearing like the casual like security uniform like the guy you saw before. These two guys hop up on deck. You see they come up, kind of like climb that little like because most ships have this. They climb that rigging up to come up to you and just. Well, ahoy there! Are you the captain of this vessel?
Why, yes, I am.
I punch him in the face. I physically punch him in the
No,
face.
Lily like dives.
Yep,
literally
I'm going
Scott
to say,
Pilgrim versus the World style
is
dives
my-
across.
Yes, I am the captain. This is my first mate.
You see
You're my
the
first mate now. I'll take it.
the much taller of the two. He's a bit bulkier. It's like, well, this is a very impressive vessel. You do understand that we have a quarantine going on now?
Yes, we're the Imagineers.
Imagine. They both look at each other, man.
For the record, I wear
We
my
don't
armor,
have
if that
you on the
makes
list.
feel
We do just have, because of the quarantine, because we, with the security, we are now taking extra care, there being a
We're
magical
with
disease.
the
We do not
Prince
touch
Council.
people, right? You see, they are wearing gloves. The smaller of the one turn just... it is a fee of 200 gold, as we'll help take
So,
care of the ship to
question,
make sure
if
people
we
stay
Can
in
you
the
put
house.
it on the tab of the Princess Council?
I'm s- you see, the bigger one kind of like stops for a second, because like, what? Like the Princess
Sorry,
Council?
so for explanation, we
You were
don't have
given,
any
like, text or
active
something
members,
from
but
them,
I
right?
am in process. I know Snow. Can we get in touch with her and have her pick up?
You said, but
take
you
care
know,
of-
Snow?
Yeah.
The small one
As
just...
well as Belle.
Well, even if you were... I'm
Belle
sorry.
or
I think there
Hall.
was actually a thing with the Princess Council. This isn't a... They don't have a tab, so to speak, so we would actually still need to get paid for this because this is a community...
I go
like,
down
type
to the
outreach.
chests
I go
of gold
over
we
and,
have
like,
downstairs, and I
The
go
name's
get you.
Parr, Bob Parr.
You see one...
Oh.
Bob Parr. Okay, we don't have a Bob Parr.
I come up from below deck where we have
It's
a lot
just
of our
200 gold. I
stash.
mean, it's
I come
just-
up with
it's just
200.
You 200 gold.
Because I
As
don't
he
have
takes the
stash
gold,
downstairs.
you see the guy just... Thank you so much.
I'm sorry.
Rapunzel,
Thank you for.
I'll
I
let
don't
you... Go
have
ahead, just give me a
money.
history check, we'll call it. As you see, they're just...
12 plus, I think it's 6. 12 plus 6, 18.
18. Rapunzel, as these guys take the gold and start heading back to their ship,
Can I make an insight
you
check?
look at the smaller of the two, and small is not the right word, he's still like tall. You have seen this guy before.
Who is he?
Way back before you even met the Imagineers.
What?
You see they're walking
Guys,
over
this
to
is
the
the first time we're
side.
getting any.
Hey, I pause. I'm like, hey, actually, I
No,
apologize.
wait.
Can I
Who
see
are you?
Smitey?
I'm sorry, we really have to go. There's
No,
other ships that need
I
to
know. I'm taking
documents.
my hair out.
And
I'm
so-
lassoing them.
Go ahead. You cast hold person on which one? Who are you lassoing? That's
The
going to
one
be
I recognize.
sleight
I
of
cast on the
hands.
other one, 16
I'll say
change.
proficiency because it's with your hair.
Guys,
So-
what are you doing?
Nat 20.
I didn't see any ID.
All right. As you boom, both these
Also,
guys
Rapunzel knows
immediately pin to each other, like on the deck. You see, what you all can see as you do that with the nat 20.
I'm sorry, I'm
their
trying to figure out.
clothing slips. You see underneath is regular street clothes, like vest, shirt.
Gotcha.
They are like
Flynn
as these two gentlemen who you don't know who they are sitting on the deck.
I look at the guy she wrapped up, and I'm like, his nose is kinda
Rapunzel, you see the guy that you recognize is like, whoa, that's a lot of hair. Wow, that's like,
Yeah, she doesn't do that.
holy cow. I've like,
I take
yo,
that
I've
for
only,
200.
this is not a normal amount of hair I've seen people to have. Like,
Okay, in fact, I'm actually
Kind of rude to comment on my
summon
hair,
my
dude.
new blade.
You're
just
not
to look
exactly.
You stop.
Okay.
This guy looks at you, and his eyes narrow.
I take back the gold.
I've seen someone with hair like this before.
Are you guys having?
Are you the person who... This is gonna sound really weird. Hi. You see the other one just like, what is this hair made of? Trying to like break the bonds like, oh, wow.
As he's trying to break the bones, they slip the 200 gold out between his
Easily. I'll say the gold's just on shit. You see just, you've been here, okay. Oh, this is gonna sound crazy. A couple years back, and this may sound sensitive, you ever been to a crazy house? Like asylum?
What's that to you?
Well, you see, long story short, there's this, like, reward for a person of royal blood, and I caught when they were at asylum, and that's why it sounds really insensitive, but it'd be very helpful to my pocketbook if I were to know that you were
Can I do
there.
an insight check on
Go ahead.
Can I put him to sleep?
Plus
Probably-
8 plus guidance.
Like the
Okay, what's
Tinkerbell
my
just-
guidance?
I see your eyes narrowing.
Can I?
Yes,
Um,
17 plus 8 plus
Wait,
4,
I'll
that's
wait for
29.
it.
29. Insight. Rapunzel, you recognize this as the man who opened the door when you got out that night.
Hey, Rapunzel, do you
And-
want to like capture him? I can put him to sleep.
Thumbelina is
We
sitting
also
there
do
like,
have,
He's probably the only person who has any sort of answers at the moment.
So-
Not yet.
I can put him to
Pending?
sleep.
we have a
Pending,
break
please.
for a reason.
We have a what?
We have a break.
hi.
It's on the second floor.
We start off on the wrong foot.
We did indeed. Let me show you
My
the
name
room.
is
now.
Flynn Rider.
Yeah.
I
It was
would...
incarceration. They were
Flynn Rider, I'm
We're
a
doing our job. That's
You
humanitarian
like to tell
in these
stories.
parts.
I remember you.
I cast Zone of Truth.
Oh!
Yes! Wisdom saving throw! I know, I hate that
Wisdom
spell.
saving throw, 17.
Just like there.
Um,
If he fails, I have 19.
Flynn failed.
Yes!
His partner succeeded.
Okay, that's fine.
Still.
We don't need him to.
Because he's just
I
this
love
like,
that. That's
seriously,
so-
this is hair. I can't.
Please, the Lance! Please tell me it's Lance! Just tell me it's Lance!
I can't tell you anything right now.
Is he black?
They can.
Okay.
I had to ask.
For those wondering,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I will
In King of the
because
series, Lance
into-
Armstrong is an African American friend of Flynn Rider's.
Strongbow. Lance Strongbow.
Okay.
Lance Strongbow and Flynn Rider are a
Good
rogue
context
pair.
there.
Good context. Sorry.
Can
We
move
both
the
realized
couch
it when it
to the
said
break at this point?
to help
Can
with
you-
any
can
and
you
all
go
future.
down to the break?
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
that's what I
this
do. I
is
showed them
this
together.
is a big buff black guy. Again, smooth hair but very
They're
neat
the break
goatee.
now, by the way.
I will say
you
we
took
walked him down.
Yeah,
to
no. I'm going to say if Lilith wants to move them to the brig, you gotta search them for like lockpicks and stuff.
Okay.
Because they will just break out
Then
judging
you're
by my
guidance.
impression of
Can
them.
you search
I
them?
grew up
Oh, you
as
want
an
me to
earth
touch the
seer,
diseased?
so would I be able to like,
I-
especially
fine.
be
I say I
able
just
to
killed
find-
him.
I'm like,
Um,
hold on.
Okay, guys,
I
hold up.
cast.
Too many cooks in the kitchen. Here's
I
what
will
I'm gonna
wait my
say.
turn.
I'm trying to.
I will-
I have gloves on. Do you want me to search them?
Go for it.
I'm like, you could. Yeah, okay, you have gloves on. Search
Because
them.
suddenly you have your
I'll
nice
still
new dragon
cast,
Yes.
I'm still gonna cast Detect Disease, just to see if they're infected.
Cassie's, they're both infected.
Gosh dang it! I pull out.
No
the-
one's touched them though.
infected.
It's
except
been
for
hair.
I
'Cause-
know. So I'm. It's basically. It's like I have to waste gold, diamond dust on you. Do you get
So,
that?
are you
I
gonna cast
Great
on both of
Restoration.
them?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Why?
They're healed. Well, just for a
We
safety
need answers.
precaution, I
Apparently,
think.
it's important to.
All right, Rapunzel, you go down.
Yeah.
Thumbelina, if you want to give me, I will say this is a investigation check. Kind of, it's like literally, I'm using the back of the hands, going down through, like,
Oh, dude, I'm not gonna do back of my hand.
Thumbelina just zipping
know what
through,
hit
like,
them.
just grabbing, like, what's this?
Oh, I did not do well on this one. 10?
10.
After Flynn
I'll
had
say
been
already you
thoroughly
find they
violated.
both had knives on them. They had
Me too,
some.
Flynn Rider.
They can't do much because they're tied up. But you think you found, unless things are very well concealed, most of like, hey, this is a lockpicking thing. Here's some bags of gold.
Hey, hey, Rapunzel, can I put them to sleep? Please?
Well, apparently she needs answers.
Talk to them now.
Okay.
You can put them to sleep in a bit. Okay, so I do remember Because according to what I remember, like what I have in the backstory and everything, is he was actually in the asylum for specifically he's a pathological liar and he's a kleptomaniac. Remember? I have my backstory right here, dude. So unless
Holy cow, that's a backstory.
yes,
I didn't realize that. I thought he was in fact a dude who showed up. Oh, this is on me.
Or wait, no, maybe I didn't put that.
I thought because I was like, yeah, no, like there's a reason.
Okay, another patient, a young man she vaguely remembers being awkward and fond of stories. Okay,
That would be very you, wouldn't it?
so that's what I remember. No,
That's not the same guy.
Okay, it's not.
No.
One is 15 and the
Interesting.
other can't seem to get his nose.
Oh, Varian was not in the asylum.
Varian was not.
No.
He wouldn't have been born. Well, yeah, no, not at that point.
How old are
No,
you?
yeah, he would, but he would have been like a baby. Anywho,
Babes,
these two guys are in their cells. You see, they're both now looking at you. You see the one of them who has now introduced himself as Lance is just like, this is a big misunderstanding. I honestly think that, we should be let go.
So what
These
are
are
you
the number of
talking
reasons.
about?
Can I roll intimidation?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
What do you- it's incredible. That's my job.
She's my friend.
So
Yeah.
I just want to ask, what were you talking about this bounty on a princess thing?
You see Flip. Oh, well, because you're that lost princess that went all lost, and there's a big sum of cash, whoever can get
I
you up
grew up
there.
in an asylum and in a forest.
Well, that's because you got kidnapped. Oh,
21 intimidation.
you see Lance is just, so if you just kind of, Thumbly, you just like thunderwave, just like, it's not even a thunderwave with your face, it's just that little, you see Lance just like takes 2 steps back forward. I'm cool. We're all cool here. I'm cool.
Is the Zone of Truth still working on them?
Zone of Truth is working on Flynn.
So,
Lance
Flynn.
is-
Oh, yeah,
Lance.
Flynn.
Lance
So-
is just trying to
Hey,
talk his
Flynn,
way.
what color is the sky today?
Well, it's a lovely shade of blue.
Okay.
And I don't know why I told you that.
So, Flynn
Good.
honestly
He can
believes
choose not
that.
to speak.
He can, but this is Flynn Rider. He loves to talk.
Yes. So, Flynn honestly believes that evidently I'm some sort of lost princess.
So says the amount of gold
What
currently.
kingdom?
Well, it's the kingdom up in the 7 kingdoms known as Corona. Currently, I think the bounty, well, a couple years ago, it was only at about like $250,000 gold pieces. I think now it's up to $500,000 gold pieces. They really want her back for the whole
Okay, so
prophecy and
how
being
would you
like a
know-
queen and all the crazy stuff. And wow, I'm talking a lot today. Is that a
So
frog
how
on your
would-
shoulder?
Actually, no, it's a chameleon.
Oh, who?
Okay. So you were saying that evidently I was kidnapped when I was a baby. How would you recognize me? When did you see
Do you have a
the
wanted poster?
royal?
Small child went down towards the bayou
I'm not
last
a
known
child.
thing. Age matches up. You have extremely long blonde hair. That's always been a thing apparently. And so I took my best educated guess and found crazy young girl, matched up timeline wise, blonde hair, last known to be in an asylum. No one's looking for her. I make cash. I mean, hey, and if you're not the princess, I still get paid.
He's trying to do like Dimitri with.
It's literally Anastasia.
Yeah.
You can put him to sleep now.
Are you? I'm gonna say, Thumbling,
Guidance.
you come
Thank
over.
you for your help.
It's like the little Tinkerbell, ding, ding, but you come up. More like
Knock
fist
him out.
magic.
Yes.
It's like it's the fist plus the dust. So poof, you see Flip. Oh, hello, Grandma. As he goes to sleep.
And Lance,
also
don't
trying to
forget
make
the other
it-
one. Don't
You
forget
see,
the other one.
the dust keeps settling. Lance just. Oh, Grandma. As he goes to sleep too.
They both see Grandma.
You now have 2 sleeping prisoners in your break.
This ship can fly. Is there a way we could land in the fortress?
Like go
with
over the dome and then sink down into it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that what
And
you're
like goes
suggesting?
down by Snow's Tower, yeah. Yeah, if
Oh,
there's
by
like a
Snow's
place
Tower.
to attack because you said it was like a
Like
castle. Is there what's the word I'm looking for? Giant place of grass in the middle of a
Hey,
fortress.
Lily.
Courtyard.
Lily, remember how there was the big helipad at the bachelorette party?
We're going to the helicopter pad.
Can we do that?
I mean,
I mean,
as long
she's-
I send a sending to Snow, and I say,
Ah.
we've arrived at Sumani, can we use the helicopter pad to land the ship?
Yep.
To land
You're fine.
Manship.
You guys
We're
can.
all clean.
Who's?
If there's 3 more words in
You're all
there.
clear. Who here is gonna fly then?
I'll fly it. I specialize in
As
As
flying
he walks
vehicles.
over, I just
As you're flying over the city, Mr. Incredible, I want you to give me another history check. I will say this: it could be history or, at this point, insight.
They're both the same.
All right. Well then, yeah.
8. Can someone help me?
As you
I don't
fly-
know that he's doing it.
I don't think
true.
anyone can help you for this. As you fly over the city, that feeling from your dream comes back as you're watching your city skyline from above. You feel this pressure just building. Something, it's no longer it's on the tip of my tongue. Something is pounding its way through.
So, I'm gonna look over at the place that I thought I would find people watching.
Mhm.
Do I see anything over there? Are we close
You
enough?
look over there. It's like on the way as you pass by. Like, it's not like terribly close, but you can see it from the air. I'm gonna give it to you at this point. As you're flying to Snow's castle, or excuse me, the Council Princess official headquarters, you're looking at this, and you have a burning memory. You know, everything just erupts forth in a on the job with Gazerbeam years ago. Like, you're already a young guy, but much younger Bob, and Gazerbeam just like, hey, no matter what happens, you always triple check all the building. Don't take parts, you know. Second pair of eyes always helps when looking at a building. And you then remember Gazerbeam looking, it's like, you just take the upper half, I'll take the lower half.
Oh no.
Oh no! I'm sad now.
Why? That's not your memory.
Didn't we see Gazerbeam though? Didn't he come and help us out?
I just thought he was an a-hole. He was really full of himself.
He did come and help you. Mr. Incredible Bob, you just remember that and realize why everything's been hurting, because since that night, and you never realized it in the moment, that wasn't the MO. That's not how you were trained.
Yeah.
That's weird to only check out half, right? Like, you should have checked out the whole building.
Yeah. I'm gonna go sit in the corner and cry.
I'll say you can do I'll say this. It's like one of those, because you're looking out a window. You can just kind of like, you know, that lean into the window so no one can see you.
Yeah.
As the rest of you fly to get to Snow, as you come in,
I can send them.
almost no guards are there as you're at the helipad. As you come down, you see Snow comes up. She is wearing full scrubbed, actually, right? You know, she just. Oh my gosh. You guys are back. Thank you for your message. Sorry. You're all clean, correct?
Yeah.
We're going to keep you guys, just stay on the ship. It's gotten really bad.
Like how bad?
Like, something is triggering the disease, and so, like, as fast as we can
Hey,
restore people's health, it's just getting worse.
there's something I learned last time that I wasn't able to get to you.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any mages or archmages, pretty sure it also can be spread magically. Whether like blessing
You see,
someone.
Snow says something under her breath that
I
you could
know.
assume
I'm
isn't the
sorry.
most princess-like to say. You see,
You
she
know,
just...
I can
You're like, I
you
feel a lot
see,
better
she
with
immediately
Snow.
whips out just...
Princess,
I'm running low on birds. Starts whispering into us. This
Do you
little
need
bird
supplies?
flies off.
Because we can clear a section and you
No,
can come in and get supplies.
most of our supplies, we've cordoned off. Most of the medical workers work here. We check in and out. This is not going great. Listen, it's fine. Tell me, what happened? Where?
Okay. Well, a lot of stuff happened. Belle had to go to Delphi to be safe because we found out that it was tracking Belle.
The Oracle, yeah.
Yeah. And so it's kind of just us now. For the time
But you killed the
being.
Beholder, right?
We killed the boulder.
We did. We killed it.
thank you.
That's taken.
Oh my gosh! Oh, it's weird when you see it the
they
first time.
integrated
It's
into a
it's on your.
This dragon
It's as
carcass.
gross as it
Ah,
looks.
like it's
Okay.
like there's still bones like and bottles on deck, right?
No,
There's still
as gross as
being
it looks, apparently it's like he's immune to almost anything now. Anyhow,
Wow.
not immune,
Anti-magic.
anti-magic. That's the
Whenever
word
it
I'm looking
dies
for.
down, I'm gonna let people know, hey guys, I think I might have a suspect for like the problems that are happening.
Uh-huh.
And Snow, if you could summon him, I think we could like at least ask him some questions to see if he is.
I
a
could
suspect.
probably summon. Is it someone important? Because
Have you ever met Gazerbeam? You know Gazerbeam.
That guy
Gazer,
with
yeah,
us?
the superhero he met up with you guys. He's been a hero here for a
Yeah,
couple
he
years.
trained me, but he definitely was concealing things. He trained me to always look through a whole building, and then the
Watch
other
us as a
day
freaking doppelganger.
he was going through a building with me, and he divided the building, and so we weren't looking at everything, and I didn't get to see the whole building because he.
Which building were you at? What was going on there?
I'll point out the building.
You could.
Do we need to go check that out?
You see, she immediately pulls out. Find me the information on the building and location. Person, the employment, who owns everything that you can. Also, find me a summoning crystal. Try to figure out where Gazer Beam is. The hero works down this. She just whispers all this in. This last bird flies out. I'm all out. Okay. Until they come back. I mean, I've just been spread thin. Okay. That's a lot. This is now actually coming more into later. It's not yet dusk. Goliath, unfortunately, is still just a nice topiary statue for the ship as of right now.
Right on the bow.
Yeah.
I
Like,
slowly
tied to
take
the
out the
thing,
flag.
like,
Actually, I will say,
Put it
It's
like
like
right
down
on
from
Jim would
the flag.
totally do that.
Goliath,
Just
if you
tied to-
wanted, I could say you
I
could
would
have
help,
knocked
honestly,
off
that's pretty
whatever
awesome.
was the, like, you know how most ships
Figurehead?
have either, like, a demon or a maiden or a sailor or a pirate, like that figurehead or a skeleton. You could have knocked off and just have that perch for you.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
here we
so
are.
doing that.
We
You
swap
can
the
latch your
wood so it's
claws
like a
into
seat.
the wood, and you're
No.
just this, like...
I was gonna
I
say,
love
like, we
that.
can make like a little seat for him so we can sit.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, once you're stone, you're stone.
Yeah,
Right? So
Okay.
it's just you latch
Little
on and can
armholes.
just...
Yes, I am doing that. Just
This
That's
full figurehead.
awesome. Love it.
You see Snow sitting there just... Right, no, well, I'll catch it. No, like, when you guys get... Something has started just going intense with the city and with... If we know it can also be spread by magic, that would make sense, because as fast as we can cure people who are still fine
So
keep
you
getting
need
sick, we
casters
have
who are
to...
not only clear,
We have constant mages around this building casting anyone who comes in to check if they're not infected, to then...
What
great-
if you took technology and you made like goggles? You know how like sometimes people make goggles for night vision for people who don't have that?
We don't have any artificers in the city that can do that who aren't currently sick or dying.
Okay. You make things.
Hey,
Make
August,
goggles
Yes,
that can see
some
do
detect
we
poison.
have a thought
Or
that
yeah,
might be
let me just
easier?
go ahead and do that.
Finding a summoning crystal.
A summoning crystal.
Lily doesn't
Well,
know
that's what
understand
Snow
how
has
many
just sent off to
crystals
see if...
she's like, "Oh, And she
Obviously.
doesn't have one.
Mhm.
We were thinking I could cast locate object on something because I've seen Gazer Beam.
Yes, you
Just
have.
Like
on
his,
set or
his
something.
set or something, his whatever.
Oh.
So we
Locating
can
object is
locate-
like 1,000 feet. Though.
Yeah.
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 But if you can get close, like, yeah, like, that would help.
Better than nothing.
Well, and there's probably a good bet he's in that building you were talking about, right?
You see Snow sitting there. It doesn't take too long. One bird flies
Do I
back,
have
the
to
one
see
she sent.
someone to do hunter's mark, or do I just have to
You
know?
have to see.
No! That would have been
The
cool.
bird she sent off to get the information flies back, starts kind of tweeting at her. She just... Okay. Sorry, I've also got to pull up stuff. As Snow looks at you all, oh, come on, where'd you go? Stop doing this. Alright. You see she... Okay, here's what I know. The building that you were looking at... Okay, I don't know if this means anything to you. It's something Palladino Incorporated. Does that mean anything to you?
History check.
I'll say you know this. It's something only you know because of how close that
Was-
Simon Palladino is Gazer Beam.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like, that's something you would just know.
Yeah.
Like, that's a part of your history
Yeah.
that doesn't require a check.
Yeah.
You see, Palladino Industries mean anything?
That's. I don't want to compromise his information, but I'll say that
Mr. Incredible,
Gazer
at this
Beam.
point, this is life and death for all
okay,
the world.
Gazer Beam owns that building.
The building, that industry hasn't been operational for some time. Palladino Industries is where we first started getting some of our medical supplies when the virus broke out, though.
Big oof.
if Gazerbeam is this traitor to the city, we have to start finding anything we can that could have come from their company, because it could have kept reinfecting patients. I can go
Makes
start
sense.
getting on that.
He would have access to all of the supers that are sick right now in the hospital, like
He would.
Frozone.
You see, Snow, just the other thing, no one has heard from him. We can't find any of the normal spell crystals used to summon it. It's kind of like a bat signal for most superheroes, because like if people important need you guys, that you have like,
Yeah.
hey, a calling card. You see,
What about
his
Edna
calling
Mode?
card is gone.
What about Edna? Could she get in contact with him for a new suit or something?
Well, doesn't
The
Edna have
upgraded
a
suit?
tracker?
You see, I
Ooh.
could. We can get Edna mode perfect. Find Edna mode. You know, kind of just go through. The bird flies off quick. You see, she just listen.
She's pissed.
No. From what we know, though, this doesn't sound good. This could be where we need to go. Almost immediately, this bird flies back. You see, no one's seen Edna mode in days. I'm gonna make a
You don't
check.
let me ask him specifically that building.
Mr. Incredible, you feel a burning in your bag of holding. Do you reach into it? Like your bag of holding glows warm.
Yeah, I reach into it.
You reach in and pull out the crystal that can summon Gazerbeam.
Since when did you have a crystal?
This was... You don't remember when this was put in. If you want to give me a history check, you can.
We're searching for a
That's
crystal and he's
fantastic.
got one.
That was so good.
19.
He just like
Stayed on your thing.
19?
Yeah.
You remember...
Magnet.
It was like out of the corner of your eye. It was one of those you just never... Gazerbeam himself slipped it to you before you guys left. In that kind of just like nonchalant, like, hey, you know, like, to get in touch.
Like left on the ship. Like last time we saw him.
Last time.
It's
You,
not good when things
as
are
you
up on
hold
the
the
ship.
crystal,
Boy, that slipped it
you
in his side
feel...
holding.
Boom, 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 and you and only you hear Gazerbeam in your mind.
What does he say?
Hey, Bob.
Oh gosh.
How's it going, man?
It's going good. Hey, we got a cat in a tree, and it's like a really tall tree. Could you come down and help me?
Oh, Bob, dude, you know that's a little below my pay grade nowadays.
I don't think you understand. This is a big cat.
All of you hear this, because this is more like an out loud, but you hear my,
That's hilarious.
you and me again like old times. Grabbing cats in a tree. You know, how about this? I could help you with your cat problem. But something tells me you don't want to see Edna Mode's brains splattered on the ground.
What are you talking about?
Bob. You're not an idiot. Or are you? I don't know. I could never figure it out under all that muscle. Listen here, Bobby.
I flex a little bit.
You flex just...
Like, hey,
you,
compliments,
Gazerbeam, talking in your mind, just... Bobby, your friend's got something we need.
I want to keep him talking,
Ooh.
and I want to listen for background noises.
Oh,
There
you're
we
so
go.
smart. What did you tell me to roll that for?
I want
You
you
have
to give me
brains.
a perception
I
check.
don't know what he's rolling for, but can I still give him a guidance because I know that
You
he's
can
lying
get it, because
he's
you
not
all
at
know
any-
he's talking to someone right
Guidance.
now. Like,
Natural 20.
You're rolling well,
This
man.
is like your post-honeymoon luck. You're just riding that wave.
all right.
Solid.
Mr. Incredible.
Specifically, I'm listening for like background
You
noises.
hear
like,
a few things immediately. As you focus in, you hear
water dripping.
you also hear what does sound like sloshing. And I'll continue to give stuff on that nat 20. I'll give you more as we go through.
Okay.
You, to Gazebeam, says to you, listen, Bob, you're smart. You can be on the right side of history, man.
So, what do I need to do?
Listen, I know you guys have that cauldron. You really want it back. You know, Judge Frollo, that dude's an idiot.
I mean,
Like,
I agree.
Honestly,
How do I know that Edna isn't already dead?
Roll deception for that.
you hear, man, I trained you well. Listen, you hold, Robert killed this son of a. As you hear another gag, as the crystal moves back, you hear more sloshing. You do hear sound of steam escaping something. As the crystal comes back to you, you say, "Now, Bob, I'll say this: Frollo messed up. I was on his payroll for a while, and the dude just went too far, too hard. You know how it is. But here's the deal: Edna is alive, and I'm gonna give you, let's see, the great Mr. Incredible, 2 hours to bring me the cauldron. And, well, you see, that's what she wants. I kind of want something else, Bob. I want you and your friends, no weapons, kneeling before me.
Okay, but how can we bring you the cauldron if we don't know where you're at?
Bob, you're not smart, are ya? Come on. I trained you well. I thought I gave it away. I don't know how you guys did it. You know, I almost didn't even get it. I didn't have that memory of sinking that knife into your chest, figuring it out. I need what's in you, Bob.
Oh my gosh.
He was the super.
And you did something. You
Yes.
are a clever little person. You got out. How? I need you guys, Bob. You guys are too dangerous now. Too dangerous, at least for what I'm about to do to this city.
Who is she? You mentioned a she earlier.
Bob, you know. She's been in your mind since day one. She's had her, shall we say, fingers in a lot of holes. When he says fingers, you can tell that this is some sort of like double meaning, or like kind of like, oh, not really. In the background, you do hear some weird plopping, sloshing
You're
sound.
right. You're so right.
As you sit and as you hear Gaze in your head, just listen. I'm gonna give you guys a sporting chance at this. You know, you've got an hour till sundown. You can get your pet rock friend back too. And that's why, I want to give you guys a real fighting chance. But that's the deal. 2 hours to come. Don't bring the cauldron. And you hear his laser beam blast out and crack something. You hear a lot more water and something reverberate echo-wise. You see, that's what happens if you don't bring the cauldron. If you don't bring the rest of your friends, how about 500,000 Sumanians all choke on their own blood? I mean, that sounds pretty good, right? So, I mean, if you want to keep the cauldron, we just take out Edna. Or, if you don't all want to come and be cowards and not let yourselves die by my hand, then we'll just kill a third of the city.
Okay, there's only one problem. We don't have the cauldron with us right now. So we might need a little bit more time to go get the cauldron. So give us just a little more than 2 hours and we'll have it for you.
Give me a deception check. That's gonna be deception.
Have it.
Guidance.
Yes, I'll say Lily. That's an easy guidance because he's lying.
Wait.
Help the man lie.
Okay, and what was the guidance?
That's a D4. Yeah.
D4.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty. Hold on. I mean, I am gorgeous, but I mean, hold on.
Where's the cauldron?
So the cauldron, Jim had the cauldron. Jim has. It's one of those if only one of us know, but we know it's all in our person, right? Because that way they can't get us. Because as of right now, it's been a passive potato. I will say we'll get to who would then have it now, but it's one of those
I didn't really
if we don't all know who has it at the same point, it's kind of like think Secret Santa. I know who I'm giving it to next, but I don't know where they got it from, and that so that way no one can read our minds. So it's like a very safe. What'd you get?
17.
17. You hear. I like you, Bob. You could be amazing in this town.
It could be.
I'll
Just
give
gotta
you
give
this.
the opportunity.
2.5 hours. Kind of on a schedule. So, there you go. Prep your best, Bob. And only your best. The crystal goes dark.
Okay, do I still have it?
Oh, yeah, you're still holding it.
Okay, I'll put it back in my bag. And I'll let them know what happened.
You can let them all know this interaction.
Yeah, did you mention a bit about the pet rock friend?
Yo.
I don't think you would have repeated that verbatim, right?
You said cauldron. Cauldron not supposed to go anywhere.
Okay, here's my question. How do you know where he was by the sounds in the background?
Well, just judging on the fact that he mentioned stabbing me, and that was in the basement of the cathedral.
Cathedral, that's my
the Zeus. It was Zeus, right?
actually-
Here's what you think. So this is the finalize of the nat 20. What you're kind of piecing together here, Bob, is the building is Palladino's. He won't let you search the lower floors. And when you were out from the cathedral, you're able to kind of start realizing, hey, we might have been under the cathedral, but within the proximity they are, was there passages that we didn't know? Is there someplace in between the two?
Okay.
And so something underground, and with everything going on, it could be they might be in the sewers.
So I'll let them know. I think they're in the sewers between the cathedral and Palladino's Industries, and there's definitely they're waterboarding Edna, so there's water everywhere.
Goodness. So I have two thoughts here.
Waterboarding again.
I was gonna say, Nick is waterboarding.
If we get close enough, I have locate object, so we can figure out if he's actually there. Here's my second thought. We don't actually have to have the cauldron out.
You know what also?
I have minor illusion as a cantrip.
So
We could create the illusion that we have it.
Would his
You do
glasses
that
make
because
it
that'll
so
be
that he
concentration.
can have true sight, though?
I'm
hear
going
me
to
out.
say this,
So I
yeah.
need-
Go ahead and give me a history check there, Mr. Incredible. You would know
nice.
this, but that would be
It is
something...
not concentration.
Plus
That's
guidance,
what-
plus guidance.
Well,
she
because I
said.
was thinking is
Oh yeah, guidance, I'd say it
Give
would
me
still
a-
be up. We're
I
getting
have
close.
sending.
I will say this, it's been 15 minutes.
I have seen.
So 45 minutes before you're up, and you have
I
2
do
hours and
sending to
15 minutes
her,
until the
"Hey,
ultimatum.
This
12.
is gonna sound weird.
12.
I'm a friend of Bob. I need you to start.
You
praying
remember,
right now so
here's
I
what
can
I'll say,
do
Mr.
worship.
Incredible.
Because as an
Thinking
asthma, I
back,
can hear within
He might have a
really big
true
range
sight
any
on his helmet.
sincere prayer.
You also
Therefore, I
don't
can
know
then track her and
what
get all
modifications
the
he could have had between them.
think Edna's
It's something
religious.
kind of like you. It's a staple or that kind of like normal
Any sincere prayer
superhero
whatsoever,
thing
even if we
to
just
constantly be
let's look for
upgrading.
Guardians of Doom.
Yeah.
And so it's like
Hey, Jim.
the way his visor works, he could have had true sight before you left, or there's a very strong possibility, I don't know where that D4 just went, of he upgraded it after, right? Because again, you all know Mr. Incredible, it's that thing, right? Like, hey, is that a magical creature, a monster, a tech to incorporate into my stuff? He does that too. Like, that's who you learned it from.
Ooh, I polymorph. I could polymorph myself into the cauldron and then attack.
Polymorphous. Not how that works.
If you're a mimic, sure.
Let's read the spell poem.
Meg,
Can we figure out what he was alluding to, like how he was going to, at the drop of a hat, kill a bunch of people? Can we figure out the mechanism
it's
that
the
he had in place to accomplish
he wasn't talking about himself. You think he was talking about whoever was with him, and that could be something physical, something magical. Like it's. I will say this: would you have told Snow this?
Yeah.
Snow could
Right
say,
here.
"I have an idea." You see, she whispers into her bird, sends it off. The bird comes back. There were almost 500,000 instruments that Palladino Industries sent out, medical supplies. If he's talking about 500,000 people, it could be the medical supplies being used on those people to kill them. But then that's definitely magical. He couldn't have that because he's a super, I've read his case file. Well, now, okay, this doesn't make sense because he was a paladin, right? Because he gets that holy power to channel his superpower, his gazer beam. but that's not in his MO magic-wise.
Well, the thing is, Snow, there's a thing called an Oathbreaker, where you can basically have the same...
I know Oathbreakers,
Yeah,
Lily,
okay.
but like that's something Paladins don't have that kind of magical prowess of connecting to that many items for something deadly. I think there's someone
There's
else there.
someone else.
Someone else is there.
Oh, he talked about a
He
she.
did talk about a she.
You
And then I, like,
hear the echo of the laugh in your mind, Mr. Incredible.
That makes sense why we couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman because it was a man who played Ursula's voice.
Yeah.
That was clever.
Wait, it is?
Yeah.
No.
In the original
And if it's
Little
dealing with the
Mermaid,
sewers.
Right, but we
I
don't
do
know that
voice.
that's who it
Yeah,
is.
you don't know.
Yeah,
but,
okay.
like that's a
Oh
little.
no, I'm
bit-
just saying.
Yeah.
Well done. Well played.
It's a metagame.
Wait, like in the
Sewers.
movie?
Yeah, it's a
It's
guy.
a
in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
He's got an
It's a
amazing
drag
voice. It's
queen.
cool.
It's the only place we should go.
Sorry,
Oh,
Rapunzel, then Meg, because you had your hand up first.
So, I want to go check to see if our prisoners are still in the brig and asleep.
Cool. We'll get to that then
Yes,
just
that's
after
fine.
Meg.
Because I have a deal.
so not sure how this plan's gonna go down with everybody. Knowing you all, we're charging in there. It's obviously some sort of trap. So, do we want to like cast invisibility on a bunch of us and have like only some people go in, obviously,
But the thing is,
and then the rest?
He did say bring all of your friends.
And
But
he's
if
not
he
gonna
does
kill-
have true sight, then he'd still see us just the same.
it's taking out those goblins. I
Rapunzel,
think.
you go down to the brig. Sitting up already, you see Lance still snoring, like soundly kind of coddled, curled up with a blanket. You see Flynn Rider is there though, just kind of like drumming his fingers. Aha! So, are we gonna skedaddle up north and get me a paycheck?
Maybe. I have a deal for you.
All right.
I'm worth a lot of money.
You
You want-
are.
So, I want to buy your services. We have somewhere we need to go. You seem to be pretty good with locks and sneaking and bluffing and...
Don't we already have
You
a
see,
guy for that?
he
Yeah,
put.
like I
he
am
takes,
really
you see
good
Flynn
with all
stands
of that
up.
Stuff.
Flynn Rider
I feel like
stands
having
up,
more-
Rapunzel. He's like, well, he like pushes the cell door open. I don't want to brag, but I am very good with doors. You realize he had unlocked the door while you guys were gone, but didn't leave.
Well, that's dumb. I thought we have a magical lock.
No, he still wanted his
You do
paycheck.
have a magical lock.
This is the one thing he's good at, Lily. Metagaming, give him this.
Metagaming, please give me this. I made a good roll to get them out, but they chose to stay.
Because they want their paycheck.
Because our ship is full of gold.
Okay, so can I
That's true.
just say, you can try to take me, but I will have you know that I have taken down a beholder. I'm not going to say that there's an alternate timeline now, because I did take down a beholder.
You did. Yep.
So I'm completely honest here. I can take you down very easily. Is there any sort of way that I can make my hair glow black just for a moment?
No.
Intimidation, Rapunzel.
Oh, I'm better at persuasion.
Um,
But seriously, it's just like, just so you know, if you try to take me by force, it's not gonna work. But I will go willingly if you and your friend help me and my friends.
Lance! He throws a shoe. Ow!
Grandma!
You even hired! Well, thank you. We do charge about 50 gold an hour for a low price. We do have an overhead fee of about 400.
Awesome. We only need you for 3 hours.
Alright, so
And
300,
don't
so
expect us to pay you the full amount.
550 gold for each of us. My friend here is a freelance. You see Lance already trying to be soft.
Freelancer.
We do, in fact, know our worth.
400.
Done. You see Lance Flint. Alright, I guess we're in it for 400 gold each.
No, that was
Each.
flat.
Each.
Nope.
Each.
Mm-mm. We've got some Neverlandian crystals that we can give you.
Done! Blondie, you got yourself a deal!
Yeah!
You see those asses.
Okay, so here's the refinement then of my earlier plans. I've been thinking about it.
Okay.
Thank you
Everyone's
for
like, oh,
using
blah,
them
blah,
so
blah, that's
much.
what happens if we don't all show up. But that's in like 2.5 hours. So what if we tried to do like sneaky stealthing in?
I will say,
before
it's
then,
now
like,
been another 15 minutes. You have 2 hours to show up.
So if we showed up like right now,
Goliath,
let's
you have a
sneakily
half
try to
hour
sneak in.
before you're alive.
So we're kind of on a timeline here, guys. We really do need to get going.
Yep, we do.
Stealth first.
Okay, so
He doesn't
That's
know
always
that
my
I can't
suggestion.
die.
where
Does
are
he?
we
No,
going?
he does. He stabbed me in the
Okay,
chest.
so
He's been. You think he's been told because again, someone helped refill his memories, and so he somehow knows what you can do.
If you guys want, I want to let you know, especially you, Bob, because locate object kind of has a time limit, and I have something that doesn't. Within a certain amount of feet, I'm pretty sure it's like we said it was 800, right? I hear any sincere prayer. So if we can get Edna mode to kind of just continuously pray, I can basically do a locate creature
I don't
that
think
entire
Edna
time.
mode is
I
the type to pray.
Actually, don't think Edna
Oh,
mode
come
would
on.
ever be the kind to pray. In
Okay,
this
here's
world
the
of
thing.
Olympian gods, she designs the costume. She's not praying to them.
Do you have enough dust for one more greater restoration?
Oh no.
We could go get Frozone and bring him with us too.
Oh.
And he probably knows more than we do.
With my level up, I do. I forgot to.
You guys are stacking up. I can't
I do
decide.
have a 6 level slot. I do have one more.
You're the one
Everyone
who gives us
wants
the
to die.
NPCs, dude.
I do give you guys
Yeah,
cool
he's gonna
stuff.
try really
I do have
hard.
greater restoration. One more.
He's gonna have to throw
Like,
quite
only
a bit
one?
at us.
And I want to let you know,
Well, I think I know part of what's coming.
I'm going into this
I'll
fight
tell you
vastly
later.
unprepared and a lot of spell slots used, so this is like my biggest thing. I will have no more good juice.
I will
if
say,
that makes
yeah,
sense.
if
Most of
you
my
use
spells.
this and go get Frozen, that's a huge asset, but then Lily might not have a lot of spell slots left.
Okay.
So,
We ask Snow to cast it?
Snow is a bard.
Doesn't.
Well,
She
how long is
doesn't
it going
have
to take
that.
to get frozen?
It went to, if you were to go in the ship, you would be able to take that half hour. Goliath would be
You
waking
said that
up.
he has a
Let's
window in his room anyway, so we don't even have to go and risk it touching people.
You're
So you
right.
should just go straight into his room and not get infected.
Let's fly a magic ship.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yes. 1 then 2. Right.
I'll go in when we get there and just grab him.
Cool.
Yeah, like Frozen, let's go.
Okay. So
Actually, you say you're going in. I'm just going to go in with you. We cast it
Pause,
there. We
pause,
bring him back
pause.
out.
Hannah first.
Okay.
I'm trying to go in order.
So locate object lasts 10 minutes.
Yes.
So once we get close enough, I think 10 minutes is more than enough time to get. We have an idea of where he is, so it'll give us a really good, I would say, amount of time to find
Good
where they
radius,
are
yeah.
exactly. So I wouldn't want to cast it
Yeah.
until we're pretty sure we're in the right
I would say
spot.
once you're probably to his building, that would be that optimal time of okay, we know the entrance is around here somewhere, like, and then that would give you that like almost magnet kind of sense, right? Of okay, it's down through, right? That kind
Yeah, because
vibe.
like it's not a concentration spell by any means.
Mm-hmm.
Can
You
I go
guys
in with
then.
him, cast it there, and then we just hop out the window.
I was gonna say because if you both hop in and quick cast, you go in as you I'll say like crashing through classic Batman superhero style. You see Lucius in bed. He doesn't look too bad. Bob, you can guess it's because of his powers. He's literally frosting himself, keeping almost that like cryonesis, like hibernation sleep.
Just wants
Lily, you.
I actually don't do that
Oh,
because this is
no.
Fire.
Never mind.
It's a little bit different this time.
I still.
That's the voice you now have to use while casting the spell. Go.
I see shit. Red roses too. Apple bottom cheese.
Stop. How do you cast the spell?
Okay, I take the powder and I smear it in my hand, and I kind of still do that, but it's more of I kind of tap his chest, and I like hold it, and like it's like life comes back, and at the end, then there's a tiny little surge of like a light blue ray.
You watch waves of cold, like the deepest frozen nitrogen just rolls off the floor in smoke. You see sitting up, flexing just. Oh,
Lucius, it's time to go.
Bob, what the heck, man? How long have I been out?
I'll explain on the way.
Oh, what's up, kid?
Hi.
You're tall now.
Uh-huh.
That's
It
pretty
was.
dope.
It took out. Ceilings hurt.
Yeah, Bob. Oh,
Why does it say
shoot,
ceilings?
man.
Door
I'll
frames.
explain on the way. We gotta go now.
Like out the
Dude,
window.
just
There's a
like
ship
old
right
times.
there.
You see, like immediately gets
Where is my
um,
super
Yes! Please!
um,
He's in a hospital again! You
oh,
gotta
okay,
say it.
he is in a hospital again. You see, one second, Bob. Do you see a bag anywhere? It's my bowling
Okay,
bag.
I'm just kidding.
You know, it's got my bowling ball in it, Bob. Does that kid? Do you see?
Bowling knife.
Where is my super suit?
Perception.
I'll give it to you. You know, he looks under. Just okay. They put it under the bed. You know, he pulls up. It's like, all right, I'll change on the way. Holy, you got a flying ship, Bob?
Yeah, we do.
That's dope as hell. You see, you guys hop out, jump down onto the ship. Goliath, as they're jumping on, you look down. You see you're overlooking, or you're right up next to a hospital. You're able to quickly climb
Okay,
up
so
on the
you're
side.
still here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he was still there.
Yeah,
Okay.
little stone friend. I'm like,
Little stone. Do you have Pascal?
yes, I have Pascal. I have Pascal.
You think? Sorry, I'll clarify. You think when he says stone friend, he was literally
He's
saying
just
it's
like
like.
waiting for him to wake
He's
up.
like, we want Goliath awake too, because again, they want
Oh,
everyone.
okay.
So
It's
it's
not like he had someone.
sorry, that's on me.
I understood it.
Okay, hey guys,
Jim,
I have
I
something that
know.
takes an hour.
Alright, so yeah, so he knows about me, so
There
I can't
is-
sneak in.
Then I have an idea.
There is an hour and a half
can't
until the
sneak in.
ultimatum arrives.
Can I say
Well, I
something?
can't be like
So
secret
last
weapon.
time we were here, I got something. I got a golden chalice via help of Snow, cause you know I took one of the chalices from the throne room. I'm sorry if she's here. Basically,
yeah, she's
with
not
my
sorry.
new spell slot, I can finally cast Hero's Feast.
What is this?
Ooh,
Yeah.
man!
It is really good.
And
Basically,
I'm pretty sure
Hero's
I can-
Feast.
it gives you temporary
Yes,
hit
'cause if I did
points.
that one,
It
that-
gives you
Oh.
advantage in all wisdom saves.
Ooh.
On wisdom
Ooh.
save, because I'm thinking if they
And
want
then it gives
everyone
you
there,
some
they're
other
gonna try and
benefits as
take
well.
us.
It's a very
We
good.
need wisdom saves.
We're gonna, but it
Heroes
takes an
Feast.
hour to eat.
Yeah,
period.
that's why I'm asking.
If
It
you
takes
start
an hour.
eating it, you would have a half hour to then book it.
Do you
Okay.
want it? And basically the reason I'm doing it is because wisdom save. Advantage on all wisdom saving throws.
If we had more time to prepare, I would be down.
Yeah, I know.
But-
That's why I'm like, I feel bad. I should have
We
like
probably
thought of
have
it
like a
first.
whole dungeon to fight ourselves through.
I
Maybe.
would say no.
No, okay, I will save it
That's
for
okay.
next time.
It's such a
And
good
I should-
idea, but
Yeah.
if we had the hour.
How about this? I will say, if you want, Bob, you know, from where you are now at the hospital, it's like getting to the hospital wasn't out of the way through the city. I should have made a map. That'll make it so much easier. You'll be able to get to Palladino Industries, the building, about 15 minutes.
Okay.
If not,
So,
then I just disappoint
We do
myself.
have like an hour and 15 minutes extra, but we probably want to talk about one thing or two. Do we actually want to bring in the cauldron with us,
Well,
guys?
could we theoretically like eat the feast while we're planning and
Yeah.
talking and
Yeah.
stuff? I say we do.
That's
it.
what I'm checking. I think
But how long are we gonna sit and talk about
you
It
bring
is
forth
6th level
a-
conjuration. Okay.
the
and
feast
because-
takes an hour to consume. And disappears. Up to 12 other creatures can partake of the feast. I'm gonna say this because I think that is a dope as hell thing to do. Nothing in the spell says you have to be sitting down to eat. It just says the feast is summoned.
So it's a
We just
buffet.
grab a plate like from a buffet and we're all running around
Basically,
doing whatever
like,
we need to do.
Could we have casted?
Yeah, like just some time ago, even. Like she would have thought of this earlier.
Technically, could
let
we
me think.
Say it casted like 30 minutes ago when we were on the way to go see Frozone, and
Why
he'd
not?
only get part of whatever it is, or would he not get any of it?
He like you as a character have to be like for the full spell duration an hour.
So
Yeah,
that
no.
means we
I
would
think
take
because
at
what is
least
Lily?
then.
I'll say this: you do have that spell slot, so.
Because then they can't leave to go get him either. Then
Unless they're eating
yes,
while they're
Lily,
doing
yes.
it.
They're
Here's what
walking
you
with,
get.
like a turkey leg.
Is to you guys can start gnawing down as you walk and go.
Wait,
I will say if for any reason for too long of an instance, like let's say it takes like something is like definitely like taking your attention away for too long, that could cancel out the effect, right? Because then you're not eating it for an hour.
So we've got plenty.
So
12?
Lily,
Yeah, within the long run.
as you guys are sailing,
Also, I want to let people know if you want a specific food and I don't know it, can't do it.
Cool.
It's just kind of a general food.
It's kind of like
So, if it's up to 12, then all of us could do it, including Pascal?
I'm gonna say this, no, because you know I'm fun like this. As you guys are sitting here, Lily, you start casting, you start making, the signs, you start speaking the Latin, and vroom, and you go, dig in. All of you look down on the deck, and nothing's there.
Oh, right. By the way, please don't think I'm dumb. You have to believe it's there. Whatever food you want. You have to sit down on the blanket. I just.
Stumbleina, you look down and see a gorgeous meal, like rainbow pudding, giant never turkeys, like insane stuff, like, and you start.
You
you
have
look down.
to pretend.
Stumbleina, you see a bowl of freshly picked blueberries. You see, Thumbleina sits down and just grabs something, just.
You have to pantomime it, and it's there. If that makes sense.
I'll start eating hazelnut soup.
I'm not blind. Nothing is there.
Someone watching our stream says, "You're doing it, Peter. You're doing it." Because that's what this is.
I look over at Mr. Crow like.
I actually will say it's not a hard. I do want anyone who.
Sit down on the blanket.
Somebody, you got it. Everyone else, please make me a charisma saving throw. It's a low DC. I'm not making this impossible. A charisma saving throw, right? It's something you gotta believe. Hero's Feast. It's a Neverlandian feast,
I got
eh?
a 25.
Look at that.
Is that another nat 20?
Oh my gosh, what the heck,
Mr. Incredible,
dude?
you look down,
My hell.
you see the best thing ever. This is a beautiful, like, sandwich that you've made. Whole cow! You're seeing, like, sandwich, protein shake, literally, like, your favorite stuff to eat at home.
I have no idea what Pascal's is, but I just rolled a natural 50.
Oh, Pascal's already eating something.
Sweet!
Pascal believes. He's innocent. He's beautiful.
He is beautiful. I love
19.
him.
19 makes it.
I did roll, but Jim just would be so skeptical. Like,
What'd you get?
okay, I got a 22, but still, like,
I'll say Meg and Jim, you guys
I
are
got a 24.
looking at this. It's one of those,
We all
like,
did good.
there's no way.
With Meg, though,
I
I feel like
pull
she's familiar
the
enough to
trope.
do with magic
I take
that
a
she just
spoon.
kind of go with it.
I take a spoon.
Jim,
Don't
you
you dare.
feel something hit your face, and you, like, look at it.
Yeah.
A weird,
it's just
like,
like, it's nothing, and then it's like, slowly, it's
wait, there's, like, a blue cream. Jim, you see, like, ale from the Admiral Bimbo. You see, like, the food, like, alien food you've never seen before. All of you are seeing the food from either your childhood or your home. Like, Goliath, you're seeing a very robust meat, literal, like, whole potatoes, like, very, like, Scottish, like, this is what you're cooking, this is what we're eating. Haggis, no, like, you're seeing
Piles
full
of
haggis.
haggis.
But what you got on your mission, Mason, we'll say that, right? All of you are able to start finding your favorite food and start digging into this hero's feast. As you go down,
Don't I roll hit
you
die too? Hold on, sorry.
yes,
Yeah.
2d10.
2d10.
This is not temporary hit points, everyone. This is in fact your hit point maximum will increase
for the
by
next
2d10
24 hours.
Whoa!
for the next 24 hours. For everyone,
But
you're
she's the one that rolled it.
yes.
So she rolls terrible.
Okay, 12.
12.
Not bad.
Everyone go ahead and add 12. Here's what's
above
interesting.
average.
A creature partakes of the feast and gains several benefits. Okay, you all, you're cured of any poison and disease. You
Also,
become
I let
immune.
Flynn and his friend join as well.
Oh.
And because any poison
1,
disease.
2, 3, 4, 5,
Then my
6,
spell
7,
slots
8,
finally
9,
work.
and Frozone makes 10. Awesome.
Yeah.
And I'll
We
say
got
Pascal
Pascal.
would be 11, right?
Yeah.
Like at that point. You are all now immune to poison and being frightened. You all make
Nice.
wisdom saving throws with advantage.
Very nice.
Okay,
Um,
I have a question. So, as a bard, I just realized this. I have advantage on saving throws against spells anyway. So would I get a double?
Advantage doesn't stack in 5e. That's like it would really break the game because then like people would figure out like, hey, let's all throw in together and just be gods, right? So then good question. Good question. Yeah. Oh, that's DreamWorks. That's DreamWorks. That's DreamWorks.
Wait, it is?
No, yeah,
It is
no. Did you not
DreamWorks.
realize that? El Dorado is in fact DreamWorks.
Yeah,
Everybody, it sucks.
but it's amazing.
It's so
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
So, I have a couple questions.
Yes.
Do we want to bring the cauldron?
So yes, this is the
Yes.
final thing.
The
I'll say
answer-
on your way.
What
Is
happened to the air
absolutely
animation?
not.
Who?
Because then
We're the
even
ones
if
defending
we
it anyway.
die, he doesn't achieve his goals.
Okay. Do we want to try to convince him that one of us has it?
Yes.
I can't cast magic.
Who has it right now?
Illusion at any time without any
I
kind of worries.
kind of hold the
So-
cauldron out because that was the last one to talk about.
Lily
I
did
also
have the
stole-
cauldron last.
Mm.
So Lily, you currently have the cauldron. Boom, 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 boom. No.
Is there a secure holding place on the boat that we could place it temporarily?
You do have, like, down in the brig, there's places where you can lock up in an armory that your invisible servants, because you can command them basically, like,
Yeah,
hey,
not
get
an
out of
armory.
dodge if anything happens, and
I go down.
guard this with your lives.
I go down and I use my staff and I start prying up boards because there's
Ooh.
got to be that middle section between board and the next floor. Right? Because I said Brig was on the same floor.
Because
not
this
the
is
third
a
floor.
genie-made wish boat, fine. I'm like, in a real ship, not at all. Like, that's one of those, like, what do you mean a space? Like, no, yeah, like...
well, captain's quarters would usually
And
have
actually,
something
that's...
like that.
yes,
But
in
place
your
your-
main
a
quarters, like your
watertight
main
place.
war room, you
Oh,
could
because
hide
it's
it
captain's
under.
quarters, it's my word. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's actually true. They would have like a water.
it's
So yeah,
really just
Thumbling,
sitting
here's
under
what I'd
the
say.
table.
Because Thumbling, you could minor illusion the cauldron. What I would say is, if you're the one holding the cauldron, though, and minor illusioning it, it may not come off convincing, right? Because for them, like, a pixie holding the whole cauldron on her own, like, that kind of feel
Wait,
might
is there
seem
a way that...
conspicuous.
Okay, I don't know how minor illusion works that well, but could I be, like, on his shoulder, casting it into his hand?
Yes.
Let's look up the limitations of minor illusion.
I just
You're
looked at...
fine.
It doesn't look like
You're
there's
not
anything...
fine.
In fact, I think you could even be farther away.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a range of 30 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, you could be on anyone's shoulder and casting it into their hands as long as you're close.
Here's my other question. How do we want to go in? Do we want, like, someone in front, or do we want to go
You.
in all...
He
It seems
knows
like this is
you-
really
It only
you
lasts for a
related.
minute, though.
She can
For
just-
minor
That's a
illusion, but...
cantrip.
So she can keep casting it as long as we're not.
It's just
stopping
every
her.
time you
Okay,
recast it, it
but-
would be like that deception or stealth to like
And hear
hope
me
they
out.
don't
Every
notice
time,
there's a
every
flicker
minute
if that
it
makes
keeps
sense.
sending you guidance, so then you have that extra boost.
But
to
also,
do it.
whoever's holding it can help you
For
by
that-
like,
how big is
oh,
the
like
cauldron?
fumbling.
So the
it or
cauldron
something.
actually, like, because Lily has,
Oh, yeah, I
it's
see.
like you can well hold, like for a medium-sized person, normal person, holding it like well in their hands. That's why it's just for Thumbelina, it would look very conspicuous for you to just be like, look, here
I'm just
I have
gonna
it.
Well-
I'm gonna create it right in front of me. You guys can see how ridiculous this looks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does say
Yeah.
that physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion.
So that's why if
So-
you were doing it, you could like hover it in hands. That's why I'm saying it would be a stealth
So we're
check.
planning going in guns blazing as soon as they realize.
Can it
Yes.
We know it's gonna be a fight either way.
True.
Okay, can it move? Do I have to like mentally go?
It's not very tough mentally to just keep it going in one place, I think.
Okay.
Because the illusion, the range, the sound, the image, can't create sound, light, smell, or any other sensory effect.
So no touch.
Yeah, I don't see anything that says it can't move. I'm cool with that. I'm willing to just say, like, for our house rule, that's fine. It's just, yeah, like, it's that deception of, look, here I am holding it, wink, and, like, continual
There.
cantrip. Yeah, like, I'm saying that's cool. I like it. Meg. Meg.
I'm trying to figure this out.
Do
because
we
I still
have-
don't love the idea of like just showing up and playing with their hands. So I keep thinking, how can we do a stealth thing?
Do we have an actual cauldron for cooking?
Yeah, we do.
Not one that would
What?
match the black cauldron.
But even if he's holding an actual cauldron,
Does he know
then
the
he can
cauldrons?
be like holding onto this physical thing, and she casts the illusion onto it, so it looks
So
like
we
our
get a
cauldron.
smaller pot.
In which case, then between times where she has to recast it, he's still holding something.
Here's what I'll say. I don't think that would work the way you want it to, because when you're going to be holding a cauldron, that's a physical thing, and so casting around it might then, because again, physical interaction will make it weird. And when if Thumbelina fails or doesn't cast it at the right time, it's then going to look like something that's definitely not the cauldron.
But isn't it better than saying nothing at all?
They'll know the second it happens. I'm saying it's not like a, oh
We-
wow, the
we
cauldron looks
understand
like
that
they'll
this,
know.
if this is what we choose to do, this is not going to last forever.
True.
Like they're going to understand that it's
Okay.
big
Have they
and we're
seen
going to
it
have
before?
this
It's
is
a
way to
rare
get us in
magical
there.
item.
Yeah.
So have they seen it before?
You know this gazer beam. I'll give you this. Gazer beam never saw the cauldron with you guys.
Okay.
You
if
did
we
luck
each
out.
had a different cauldron in our hands.
I'm guessing
Ooh.
whatever mage is with them will be able to sense the magic of it, though, right? The black cauldron is insanely magical, so if we don't
So
bring
is
it, they're
Thumbelina.
gonna know anyway.
We put Thumbelina inside of a pot.
Then we put that box inside of a box.
Wait, and then
Hammer.
And then
No,
Can
wait,
I
we
insert
found
really quickly
several
what I was gonna
things
say
that are
earlier, though,
insanely
before I lose
magical.
that train of thought?
Sure, yeah.
Basically, where I was leading up to is now with my Echo-Knight thing, could I like create an echo of myself and like cast invisibility on myself and then
Wait,
have
you
the
took
echo be
Echo-Knight?
me
Are those multiple concentrations?
as we like go in there?
If,
So like,
Wait.
well, you'd have to look. Are they concentration? Because if they both are, then no.
Hey, well, if they both are,
Well,
I just give you my staff.
the Echo-Knight isn't a spell; it's like an ability.
that's an
with
innate
fire.
ability
Oh,
with
cool.
the fighters. As an Echo Knight,
Never mind.
I've never heard of an Echo Knight.
Echo Knight, they're fun.
So it's like, could I theoretically just like have that double as we're going in and cast invisibility on myself?
Yeah. No, like again, a true sight would reveal the invisibility.
Oh, that's
But
I'm true, so I would probably look.
You
Well,
can
true
try
sight,
it.
he'd see right through the cauldron anyway. We're taking a risk no matter what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just go.
let's just go and not worry about.
Yeah.
What about that upper half of the building?
Yes.
Is there something up there that we
What do you
need to
use
take care of
inspiration
that'll
points
help?
for again?
inspiration point, that is a free reroll of a d20 for anything.
Cool.
Like for example, Morph got inspiration when turned
And I
into a
never
car, and
got
then
to use
it looked. Yeah.
That was
So
the best.
that was inspiration. I'm like, it's just pure genius because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shoot, like
Yeah.
I can't do anything about it. Like
Cool.
there's shenanery where I'm like, you thought of a way. That's just pure inspiration.
Okay.
You guys get close. Thumbelina, you can now cast Locate Object.
Cast.
Somewhere below the building, within 1,000 feet, you feel Gazer Beam's visor. Right? You've seen it, you can feel and locate that it is down there.
Okay, I appreciate that to the party.
Mr. Incredible, what you can see is if you guys walk into the building, looking around this first level, again, you didn't really stop and check. What you notice immediately is, as if you guys are all in the building, your whole party, wow, group of 10, you see there is some, like reception fountains, like kind of, again, like a normal office building. Off to one side, you do see a set of bathrooms, and on one of the bathrooms, there's an out of order on the men's bathroom.
Okay, I go in.
You go in. Immediately, you go to the door. It's locked.
No, it's not.
I'll unlock the door.
Go ahead, just give me a quick sleight of hand. No,
With
you don't
these
We
do
tools,
bring
right?
like extra rogues for this.
These tools.
Thieves. I'll say Flynn and Lance would probably give you help on this one.
Well, did
That's-
we steal
Well, I
their
would
tools?
I would refuse their help.
You refuse,
because-
yeah.
because
Really? I
You
was
probably
first
gave them
fodder.
back to them when they
I thought that was
agreed
the
to
only
help.
difference.
You see, they turned to you back. We are not fodder, madam. We are the future.
Oh, for the record, since we're dungeon crawling, I have armor and sword and everything.
All
out.
right.
Just because I don't want
Just
you
to
to
show
do that.
them
You didn't want to do
who's
that.
boss, I rolled a natural 20. I got my +9 from stealth.
You
from
see,
sleight of
Flynn
hand,
and Lance are like,
plus
like,
4 from proficiency.
well,
with
I
these
should go.
tools,
I have the
and
more
3 from
beautiful,
guidance.
nimble fingers to get it. Flynn, I could kick in this door even if I wanted to. Well, I know you could kick it in,
And
but
I'm
that's not
leaning
cool.
against the wall,
And it's
opening
already
it with
open,
my,
like,
with my mage hand, like.
And while they're
I think
arguing,
it's
the
like
door
one
swings
swivel
open.
motion.
Just-
Bob, are you going in first?
Yeah, I'm hoping that.
I am a
I'm not sure. Like, we haven't tested out the magic cone yet,
Hmm.
but I'm hoping that it works.
I'm gonna sit on his. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm saying it is I. Like, no, yeah.
I'm gonna sit on his shoulder. That way we're prepared for whatever comes. Because I'm also casting. I also have the locate objects.
Oh
That way
yeah,
I can guide
we're
him
not
through.
supposed to have
Cool.
weapons.
I have no weapons.
Well, I can.
Yeah, like that was.
We're fighting them. I'm not just gonna lie down.
We are into a weapon.
Anything's a weapon, Mr. Incredible.
Unbelievable.
I just.
Fastball special.
I
Hiya!
actually look over and I'm like, I mean, Rapunzel.
My throwing dagger.
So,
And just
Rapunzel's
kills him.
body is a weapon.
my body is a weapon.
I mean, we were talking about Mr. Incredible
Right.
here.
No, that was one of those he must have even known you're not gonna lay down. It's just like
Yeah, no, I
it's a villain thing to say. What can I say?
Okay, cool. Because I'm
You
like,
go
but I
in,
want my magic
Bob.
darts.
As you walk in, you see
Yes, sir.
obviously not a men's bathroom. as you see now, there is a flickering green light coming from torches, and a spiral staircase, almost glistening with wet, as this like fire just kind of burns through a torch. As you and Thumbling on your shoulder go down, the rest of the party, you can get about 2 to a stair. Wind down. Thumbelina.
Okay, I'm gonna start casting my cantrip.
Awesome.
As we go down.
As you know with locate object 2, the object's directly below you. And I will say at this point, you would all, and of course you're all sitting here like kind of like having your snacks and feast. The object's directly below you, and if you were to wait another 15 minutes, you would finish eating your meal and still have 15 minutes before.
Let's do it.
So you could like stop down the stairs, just finish eating, get the full effect.
Okay,
Is what I'm
yeah,
calling
let's
it.
do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Is it echoing as we're walking down?
It is slightly echoing.
So I can expect that they already know we're coming.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm just gonna like, as I'm eating, I'll be like, you know, buddy, out of order is a little bit of an understatement.
You hear a wry. As the echo of this laugh just kind of fills you all, echoing up from the staircase. You all finish the meal and continue walking downward. As you come, you see this room opens up. You all look this enormous cavernous room. The first thing you all realize, there are a lot of metal grates, water dripping, and in some areas pipes that like are gushing water.
I really hate this guy.
What you see in the green light, you see standing in front of you across this far room is Gazerbeam. You see he is holding the crystal that you can only assume he talked to you, Mr. Incredible, and reflected inside is now Edna mode. Still bound and gagged, but now definitely inside this crystal.
Whoa.
You see along the walls there are giant sewer holes. You see Gazebeam just, well done. Is that the cauldron?
Yeah, it was hard to talk to these guys.
Don't lie to me!
Shoot!
Listen, no. You see,
Do
see
we
that
wait for this? Can we just attack?
behind him. You see a shadowy figure with a hood. You see just, Bob. I figured it out. You're an idiot. You don't work alone. You rely on these friends. You're a fool. Now, I don't know who has it, but it sounds like we're just gonna have to. Well, we're just gonna have to have fun, won't we?
Yeah, we will.
You see he snaps his fingers, slithering out of 2 of these giant holes in the side of the room. Giant, grotesque, eel-like sea serpents. You see he throws the crystal. One of them catches it in his mouth and starts slowly. He's like, we'll keep Edna with them. And, you know, I think, no, that's not enough. You see, there's too many of you now. The hooded figure slowly turns. You see tentacles coming out of the hood and out of the bottom of the robe. You see vroom, 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 magically creates a what could only be described as stone statue of a gargoyle. Not flesh, but stone. Lifts it over the other serpent, takes it in his mouth, starts like, okay, that will be good. So you could go let them die. And you know, I think you see he holds up in his hand, Bob, you've seen this, ring with skull and crossbone. My benefactor, you see that weak James, he's not worthy of being a horseman.
Oh.
War is fun, Bob. It's messy. That's where gods like us get to rise.
Like us?
Like us, Bob. With all these mortals. Now,
I feel ya.
I know you want these.
I do.
You really want to kill me, don't ya?
I just want the ring.
Have fun with my friend as he steps backwards, falls down a sewer pipe that was below him. You see, taking off the hood, white shock hair, tentacles coming out, a mind flayer.
You
with
mean
throws, tentacles just.
I love it.
Imagineers, let's make a deal. And that's where we're gonna end the session
You want
for
us to roll
tonight,
initiative?
gang. Everyone, please roll
But
initiative.
she's my
Thank
plan.
you so much, everyone. Have a lovely evening. Stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you next time.
I never roll well as Meg for